I'm just working on my little side project in the meantime before we get started.
Yeah. I started reading it, but unfortunately, it's kind of.
I didn't know you gave me your email address. I've actually been meaning to text you and be like, "Did you not want to read that, motherfucker? You said you were going to read it."
Yeah,
When I signed on the Discord, I saw a thing and I was like, "What's this mean?" And I clicked it. It was like, "Here's the email address." Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still changing some more stuff.
I gave you my email address when we were at work.
But I don't look at Discord when I'm.
Oh yeah, that's right. I sent it on Discord.
Yeah. That's why I just saw it now.
I thought I just said it to you because it's real easy to remember.
Anyway, I'm making a couple more changes real quick. Like I did a little bit more to balance the races out. I think I'm choosing the starting inventory. I'm starting to add that because I realized I didn't give anyone anything to start with, and I was like, that might be a rough start.
But yeah, I'll totally play. When you get it going, like for like a test run or something, maybe.
I just want to test out some classes. I'm thinking like we'll do a thing, then level up to level 4, where you get like the next major upgrade, and then just like jump levels. Just keep playing through and doing some stuff every periodically, just to test like, does it work with a late game character with the system I made, or will it break as soon as you hit level 5?
We shall see.
I want you to break the mechanics as much as you can, so I can see if it actually works.
Okay.
I took a huge risk. I did end up putting luck in the game, and I think it might break it.
I want to put all my points in luck then.
You don't get to, because what happens is when you're building your character, you roll a d8 at the beginning. And if you get a 1, you have -2 luck. And let me double check real quick. So if you roll a 1, yeah, it's -2. If you roll a 2, you have -1. If you roll a 3, it's 1. 4 is 2. 5 is 3. 6 is 4. 7 is actually 7. And then 8 is 5. So if you roll a 7 on luck, you get that lucky 7, your luck's at 7.
Nice.
Then if your luck is 7, anytime you roll a 7 during any roll, like a natural 7, it counts as a nat 20.
Okay, I like that.
And there's a weapon called Dice, which roll the damage of the dice. It's well, first to hit, you roll a d20 plus your luck versus a d20 plus their luck to see if it actually is going to hit. If it does hit, it's a d4 plus luck. But if you want to choose if it's a magical or physical attack, you just roll any dice. If it's an even, it attacks physical defense, and if it's an odd, it attacks magical defense. And then it's a 1d4 plus luck minus their damage resistance or magic damage resistance.
Okay.
All right.
So if you have 7, fucking killing it. And then I made a deck of cards to fucking use your luck as well.
All right. As we're going, does anyone have eyes on Mike?
I said don't forget the D, and he said never forget the D about 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
So Mike's playing with his dick. Gotcha.
Okay. He's got his priorities. Okay.
Yeah, I told him not to forget the D. I don't know what else to say.
There he is. He just popped in to roll 20.
Okay.
There we go.
We just need him to get on Discord.
So I saw you had wrote after last week's session that we all got, what was it, 57 experience, right?
Yep.
Do we have to do anything with that for right now, or just like do we wait till we level up again to
on your character sheet? On your character sheets,
gotcha.
At the top where like your name and shit is.
Yep.
Let me actually see. Yeah. Yeah, on the right. Reset it down to 0 each time you level up, because it resets to 0 each time you level up. So sorry, Scarfin, you don't have 307 XP.
Okay, so it's...
You only have 57, but it has experience. Put 57 in that slot.
Okay.
Where is it on my character sheet?
At the very top, next to your name, there's a block that has your class, your background, your race, and all that. And then there's a slot that says experience points, and you put 57 in that.
I do not see that. I see class, subclass, level, race, and subrace.
Oh, you have it set to, hold on. Yeah, you see the little cog on it? On that box? Click the cog, and it resets it to the other side.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so switch that from 250 to 57 experience. Gotcha.
Yep. Hello, I believe that Mike just showed up.
It looks like
Hi, Mike.
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. I was muted.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mike's back.
All right. A little housekeeping before we start. Does everyone understand how they're logging the experience into their system or into the system?
Yes.
No.
Okay. On your character sheet at the top, by your name, there's a little box. Now, it might show things like class, subclass, and all that information. If it does, go to the little cog that's in the box, make sure it's grayed out, and it'll show your class, your background, your race, your alignment, and then a spot that says experience points. You got 57 XP from the last session, so put that there.
Okay.
Alright. Other than
Gotcha.
that, who has the scroll that you received for winning the arena?
I do.
Alright, so Pepper has that.
Black Seal Scroll.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And you didn't at any point investigate that? Do we
Not
wanna-
yet. Or I thought we tried to, and none of us could figure jack shit out about it who actually looked at it.
Yeah, I don't know who actually... I don't believe anyone actually looked at it, because Rawls is too busy trying to sleep with the skeleton lady.
Oh, yeah. Quite.
I gotta flirt with everybody, you know.
Okay. As a brief recap of the last scenario. After the fight with the four, you were taken into the medical bay of the building. I'm going to go ahead and say that... Actually, none of you would know where that building actually was, but you know where it is now. But you were taken into the medical bay where you met 13, RA-13, who is a small child of immense physical proportions for his size, capable of feats of strength that surprised a lot of you. But he mended your wounds, and you were brought back through to meet Kelly Lanson, who was a cleric of the Church of Tyr and would operate as legal aid should you choose to take that route, though none of you actually did, and she was a little dejected, but that's okay. She'll get over it. And then you met Fiorenza, a skeletal lady who described herself as a servant of the local baron, looking to investigate a trade prince in the city, Johannes Fortune. Through various, mostly Scarfin's understanding of how the trade and the system actually works due to his past dealings, you know that Johannes Fortune was a trade prince, a family that has been here since the city's initial founding, but over the last 10 years or so, after he lost most of his workers to a spontaneous militia requirement, he has been on a steady decline, to the point where his family almost lost all influence. Except for in the last year or so, he's managed to do a complete and total 180, not only saving his own family, but actually starting to encroach on the business of the other trade princes. Fiorenza wants you to investigate Johannes Fortune to see how he's doing this. And for doing this, and for completing this task for her, you will be given pardons for various crimes that you committed in the city, real or imagined. You went through the city, you chased down some leads. A lot of them seem to go nowhere. There's one where you've got one of Scarfin's contacts wants you to go solve a problem in the pit for him. Didn't chase that. You went to the warehouse. Investigating the warehouse, you came across a skybox with 3 regular-looking people and 2 very wealthy dressed individuals in fine silks and flowing robes, who you promptly killed horribly with fire, which was brutal.
Fire!
The fight
They did that
ensued.
themselves.
Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. It's a reaction. I can say they did it to themselves. But the fight ensued. you dealt with the two primary figures, but managed to scare the more common-looking folk into submission, which brings us to this scene. Before we open, I need everyone to roll me a d4, please.
Do.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, yeah, I'm out here doing work.
Okay. As we come into the scene, once again, you are in the bar of this skybox bar built into the warehouse. It's fairly nice looking. Steps have been taken to make sure this place was comfortable. Bar is well stocked, though there's no bartender, and the only 3 individuals, other than the 2 that are now dead, are the 3 gentlemen currently huddled behind this table in a group, contemplating Scarfin's latest demand for them to disrobe.
Alright, they don't have to disrobe, but I got some rope.
What have I missed?
Oh yeah, you fell asleep.
Jesus. Okay.
Shit got weird, Mike.
We're gonna get real dark with this.
Yeah. Hey, Vaughn, you charged into this because you disappeared last session. Like, you charged into the fight where you were immediately hit by Kamal's shatter, which sent a ringing sensation vibrating your helmet, disorientating you for a decent amount of time.
Okay.
It wasn't you took a small amount of damage, only 4, I believe. But you were basically stunned for the duration of the 3 turns it took to handle the fight.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how we played off your spontaneous disappearance.
Well, actually, sorry, I remember. You took 6 damage, bro. You took
Oh,
6.
is it?
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
the
sure,
thunderclap
just
hitting
put
for
that with
6,
you,
and I was like, you're like, yeah, and Mike's just standing there. I was like, oof, that's a big oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you got kind of stuck right next to me as I was thunderclapping.
Yeah.
I mean, he misclicked thunderclap, but even so, that's what you get.
Am I at -6 right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is immediately after the fight. Nobody's
that's
had
what I
any
thought. Okay.
time to recuperate.
I'm at 1, and I already used my revive.
Yeah.
I'm at full health. Plus
I thunderclapped them booty cheeks.
Okay.
Alright,
Alright.
is there a way out of this room besides the stairs we came up?
There is a door on the far side. You're on the 2nd floor, so you can't imagine it leads out to more than maybe a small balcony or a catwalk. But there is a door on the far side.
How about the windows?
Mhm.
Okay, I say we tie him up. I got 10 feet of rope.
We're gonna
Okay.
throw him out.
What?
No,
What
no,
are
no.
What do you?
No, I have questions for them.
I just want to tie him up so we can step away and discuss what we're gonna do, not in front of him.
All right, I like that plan.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do to us? Like, what do you want?
Don't worry, I'm
Oh,
not
quite
actually gonna.
simply, you can either answer questions willingly, or I'll let these guys figure out what they feel like doing.
Which
Shit.
I say throw him off the balcony outside the window.
Fuck. We'll tell you whatever you want. We don't know what you guys are doing here. We're just hired help.
As the hired help, have you noticed recently, has any shipments of weird content come through here? I know people look in the crates they ship. Don't pretend like you haven't looked.
We're honestly actually not allowed inside. We're the hired guards. We come here at night and just make sure nobody fucks with the warehouse at night.
And you're telling me you don't get bored and fuck with the warehouse at night? Come on now, you guys are here every day.
It's a real. I mean, we've stolen food. They get a lot of food. To be honest, that's all they've really brought in is food and.
Have you ever
Barrel.
opened the food and been surprised how it wasn't food?
No, I mean, generally when we get here, there's not a whole lot left. Someone else in the city comes and collects it, rolls it out. By the time we get here, we're just standing over a couple of crates. And as you look down from the skybox, the warehouse is fairly empty. It's been organized with boxes being moved and stacked and consolidated to a corner, but it's morning. The ships that bring in new freight haven't come in yet today.
I have one last thing to say. As I say this, my character's gonna start like kind of Captain Morgan posing and leaning towards them real close and kind of smiling, and he's just gonna be like, for everyone's best interest, if you don't have something interesting for me and my friends, I can't guarantee anything.
We don't know. Like, only reason we here is because we got caught up on fucking playing cards. Our shift ended a couple hours ago.
Plan A, Avon, Plan A!
Who's your boss?
Fucking Miss Carenzia. She works in fucking... She works in Mr. Fortune's trading house, fucking across the way. She hired us, told us we sit on the warehouse, and we keep our mouths shut about the fucking guests.
And what?
And
what
you
about-
said her name was Lorenzia?
Yes,
Oh,
Lorenzia.
What about the 2 magic users he had with you?
It's... fucking, they creep me the fucking hell out. They don't say much. Though,
Oh,
honestly, one...
They don't say much anymore.
Correction, they didn't say much.
The big one, honestly, I've never heard him speak, but Jimmy kind of accidentally spilt a drink on one of the ladies that comes. They cycle out, it's a different one each day. And, yeah, she said something, and I don't know what it was. Some fucking weird-ass goddamn language. And he threw himself off the skybox. But we stay the fuck away from them. They come in the morning, right when we're heading out, and they oversee the warehouse, I guess.
Where can we find them?
We killed them.
Yeah,
All of
I
them?
don't...
Cycle out every day. We can't have killed all of them.
Did you say she works for Johannes Fortune in the trading house across the way?
Yeah, and he's still got a small trading den in the trading district that manages his assets. We're stationed out of a building over there that just hires random muscle to guard the warehouses.
Can
They
you
came
do
in-
me a favor and point to where that building is from the window here?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty small building. He only just started rebuilding, and he points over,
Accuracy
and
is crucial.
he points over, and you do, from this warehouse, see a large steeple of a bell tower that Scarfin would know is basically what works as the town hall, where the burgomaster, the figurehead that is the face of the city's leadership, operates. And he goes, alright, right next to that is the Golden Trout, and then behind that, on the side street, you'll see it, and it's just called Fortunes. It's like maybe a 3-room building that has the one girl in there. I don't know what you want us to tell you. We were just hired, we went there, they told us to guard the warehouse, we come and guard the warehouse. We get to come up here and drink after our shift is over.
Your
Sounds like we got
cooperation
hooked
is
to
much
her.
appreciated. Say we let
Avon?
them go, fellas. They cooperated.
I say.
Avon, proceed with Plan A.
What?
We can't let them go. If we let them go, they will go right to their bosses and tell them we are coming. We
Hang
need
on.
time. We need time to rest and we need time to rest and heal before we go to this next place.
Okay.
Guys, throw out the
Scarfin,
fucking
tie 'em
windows.
Tie him up, Scarfin.
No, I say we sacrifice them in the name of the Warlock's god. That'll get his attention, I think.
Oh, Jesus,
What?
that's a great idea.
Yeah, sacrifice them to the fiend.
Come on, make an Arcana check.
Boom.
Dankness right there.
And,
Yeah, I'm liking this idea, Ryan.
and Peppa, make a perception check at disadvantage.
Everything I do is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Hold on 1 sec. I'm scrolling down here. Also, I'll probably Oh, that's not too bad. I'm gonna activate my camera for a second. Or I don't feel like it. I'm wearing a shirt that says Natural Wonders and has a D20 with a 1 on it.
Come on. As Scarfin mentions the idea of sacrificing these individuals, it's only for a moment. And it's honestly so brief you might have just imagined it. But you could swear that spike in the back of your mind, the one that's been blatantly ignoring you, or trying to seem like it's ignoring you, giggles. And then immediately cuts off again. Peppa, you hear something from outside. And it's a change from the general calling and sounds of labor of Steve Doers getting ready to receive the shipments. There's actually... most of the sounds of labor has stopped, but there is a sound of running feet and clanking metal.
Guys, we're being under attack.
I said burn the building
Get ready.
down. Let's get the hell out of here.
Now let's get out. I don't have the strength to fight again. Let's get out.
I don't know how to get out.
Let's come back to the cave.
You can go down the stairs to the exits of the warehouse proper. There is a door up here. The 3 guys are just like, oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Are we killing these guys?
What are you gonna do to us?
Yeah,
I
Oh,
walk
I'm
over-
getting out of here. I'm going
I
out
walk-
the door up here right away.
I walk over just before we leave, grab 2 of them from behind their heads, and crush their fucking skulls together.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna kill the last guy then.
Okay.
Finger the sword.
Okay. So you grab those 2. Give me a strength check. Or
Strength
give me an
check.
attack. Yeah, just give me a strength check.
Strength check.
Please, nat
coming
20.
up.
Make
Hey, Vaughn, make an attack.
So it's a strength save, right? Or
No, it's in the stat
strength,
blocks.
Bam,
Yeah.
bam.
And what am I making?
Go for the first
An
one.
attack roll. Attack roll. Okay.
Sorry, I double rolled that. Take that first one
No,
though.
it works. All right. Kamal, you grab 2 of their heads, you pick them up, and you crash them together. Fuck it. They both, blood streaming from it. One of them actually caught it full in the face and now has a broken nose and blood streaming, and they both just like crumple to the ground. Of course, at a glance, you're not really sure if they're dead per se, but they're not moving, and they're bleeding profusely from head trauma.
Oh, God.
Avon, that hits. Ironically, because this guy's not built for a fight, and you, as he's watching and freaking out at watching a Goliath pick up his 2 compatriots and smash them together like a pair of cymbals, you just walk over, slide your sword in his back, and pull it out, and he just crumples to the ground, dead. I need to make a note.
I do
Alright,
not
now let's
believe
go.
that was wise, but we must go.
Burn. Hey,
The
Vaughn,
sound, this
Hey,
is to the point where all of you can now hear fucking the sound. Voices are muffled, but you hear what sounds like an authoritative voice giving orders and the sound of a lot of Iron Shod boots running.
Avon, set fire to the stairs before we take off. Throw a fireball in the
The
stairs.
ones we're walking on?
Wait.
We're
Going
going
out the side door.
We're gonna go out the
Wait.
door, throw the fire at the stairs.
Okay.
Second plan, different
Yeah.
plan. It's kind of the same plan. We wait. This is a timing thing. We gotta let them get up to the top of the stairs. I'm gonna flip one of these tables over the top of the stairs to block them. Avon hit the fireball at the bottom of the stairs. We're out the window / door. They're all stuck on the stairs burning. I'm just saying.
Let's do that now and let's go.
They just can't chase after us. If we already killed 3 people, we don't need to kill anymore. Just
No, they're all
keep 'em-
stuck on a set of stairs burning.
Well, you know what? I'm done. I'm booking it. I'm out.
Fine. Let's just follow
Okay.
them. Damn it.
Yep.
All right.
Alright,
No time to argue.
as you are all bolting for the door, toward that door, and going out of it, fucking the Iron Shod boots make it to the outside of the warehouse, and the door blows open. And the last thing, I'm guessing Kamal, since you were the first from the door, hears as he's coming out, "Stop in the name of the Lord! Oh my god, that person's on fire!" As the door slams behind you. You're all on a very small, this is not so much a balcony as it was just a 1 to 2 person possibly smoking shack, as there is a lot of discarded tobacco. But it's a little elevated off the ground, and you're above the area where the barrels and the unused crates are stacked. You hear Ironshot boots coming down the side of the alley that is around the warehouse, but nobody's come in sight yet.
Maybe we could hide inside the barrels.
I'm gonna try to jump down to some of the barrels or crates if they're close enough.
Oh, they are stacked, so it's about a 7 to 8 foot drop. It wouldn't hurt you any to drop down, and you can't really fuck it up.
Are there any barrels and or crates large enough for a Goliath to get into?
Get into? No. But
Alright, well, then we're not
there
hiding
is
barrels.
there is a, theoretically, feasibly, you could, hold one of the empty barrels above your head and hide behind the others and create, like, a camouflage like that.
Oh, man. Alright, you guys want to hide or you guys want to run?
I'm gonna attempt to jump down onto some barrels and stuff, and possibly, if it's close enough, after I leap onto there, just go over the fence so I'm out of sight.
That is feasible. The fence is only about 10 feet, or 10 feet away from the back of the warehouse. And you do have a decently high vantage point. You could leap from the balcony over the fence if that was something you wanted to do.
I'm doing it now.
Following the pepper.
Okay.
Yep.
Acrobatics or athletics, my friend?
Acrobatics for the landing. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Acrobatics for everybody?
Yep.
Of course, Mike Smith gets a goddamn nat 20.
I'm
surprised
gonna, since I'm a little shorter, I'm gonna use some climbing tools to help in case I don't make it.
Okay.
everyone makes it but Pepper, who came up with the idea.
Actually, because the way you have the vantage point, you can, just the way the Pythagorean theorem wakes out, pretty much all of you have enough innate strength to long jump this distance. Because of how long jump works, is it's half of your strength score. So you can go 5 feet on a level plane, and then because you actually have maybe 20 feet to work with, vertical to work with, you'll make it the other 5 feet to clear the fence. However, everyone else more or less sticks a very clean landing. Avon, Kamal, 3-point superhero landings, fucking your badasses.
Yes.
Scorpion, you land, you stumble, you fall on your ass, you take 1 point of damage.
Oh no. I'm out.
I'm almost out of temporary health points.
Bleeding out, bro.
Pepar, you land, immediately hit a patch of mud, fall back and crack your skull. Give me a con save.
Oh no.
Oh boy, here we go.
No.
Oh!
Okay. You do not suffer a point of damage, so you basically don't go unconscious. But your head is ringing, and you got a small concussion and a headache forming. You will have disadvantage on skill checks for the next 3 hours, in-game hours.
Perfect. I have 1 health and disadvantage. I'm ready to go.
That was. But you all do clear the space. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll for something.
Do they see us?
That is what they are rolling for. The Ironshot boots were coming down. And as you are landing, fucking, where the fuck they go? What the fuck? I could have sworn I saw something. Could have sworn, man. I think you're just seeing things, dude. Come on. Nothing but barrels back here. Fucking just stand on the door and hopefully whoever the fuck's killing people around here, fucking, maybe they'll come out here. Fuck, man. I'm not even supposed to do this. I only got hired to fucking guard the festival. Why am I chasing down psychopaths in the warehouse? Because that's what we're paying you to do, rookie. Just do it. You've, for the moment at least, gotten away scot-free.
I see we go rest at the tavern.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Or wants a drink stat.
Okay, so you're heading back to, the Harp and Cask.
That's the one we went to before, right?
Yep, that's the one with your criminal contact.
Alright, yeah.
Relatively close to this vicinity, too.
Ooh, I don't know if we should go close. Maybe we should try to go somewhere further away.
Probably better to go further away. But yeah, let's go further away. It's a good idea.
Yeah, also can't trust criminals. So
Good plan then.
Okay. So you guys, we're here. The Harp and Cask is in this general vicinity. You guys are currently right here in a fence in more or less the shanty town. A few people are looking at you, but to be fair, this is something they've seen before and really can't be bothered to bring the guards into their part neck of the woods. And the building that was pointed out to you by the individual in the warehouse is this one right here. That is the large town hall building.
All right. Well, can we head towards a tavern nearish that area? That's maybe not the same one we've already used.
All right, so you're going to a different tavern in that general vicinity. And it's not particularly hard to find one. You are in the slum area, so this is catering to the less well-off individuals. So it's all fairly poor accommodations. The Harp and Cask is a particular one because it caters to as a go-to point for the thieves in the area, and they actually do have money. But you do find a 4 walls, a ceiling, and a hay floor, and 2 tables that possibly serves alcohol.
Yes.
There are hammocks hanging on the side of the common room that can be used to sleep in. It's not so much a tavern or an inn as it was just a spot for those who needed to get out of the cold and the rain can come sleep.
Yeah, I'm sleeping on a hammock.
Okay.
Seems a good way to duck our heads, guys.
yeah. Is there any chance there's anyone playing any games? Chance, because I don't really need to rest.
It is still more or less noon, so in the Gypsy and Pipe, there's no one really here. There is Hermie, who operates as the barkeep, and he's got one bag leg, ugly as sin, his nose is bulbous, his ears way too big, very short, and he kind of just hobbles around. You don't see Game of Gwent. You want to play with me?
Oh, well, before you guys do some weird
Yeah,
play thing,
I want to let these guys rest first.
Okay.
let me get 2 pints, whatever kind of stew you've got going, and then I'm going to catch a hammock.
A meal and a sleep? Nah, I understand all too well. I require no questions. And he goes, and there's actually a pot that's on a fire that's bubbling. You can tell from here that it's probably stuff he just threw into the pot and has been letting it roil for the better part of the day, so the quality of what you're going to eat is questionable. But it is actually vegetables, like real vegetables, not common in this part of town. And he pours that out, and he comes back with a tankard of ale, and then, like, he just picks up, like, the rolling rack with the cask on it and brings that over to you, and just like, I'll keep track of how much you're drinking. 2 copper per glass, and the stew is 5. The beds are free. I'm not getting too much business right now.
Man, I was gonna make a wager with him, but not for those prices. I thought it was gonna be more expensive.
Yeah. It's the poor part of town. Like
Yep.
this is barely food.
The floor is made of hay.
Yeah.
So copper is how many? Is copper like a penny, and silver $1, and like gold a 20 or something?
Yeah, that's how I work it out. Yeah.
All right, so I basically got to. All I got is gold, so I got to consume $20. I'm having a stew, and then I need to have 15 beers. That sounds doable.
Share. With your new friends.
All right, everybody, grab yourself a few beers. I'm gonna have this stew. You can buy your own stews, though. Beers are on me.
All right,
No.
I'm gonna give the person one gold and just say stew for everyone.
All right, and I'm giving them 1 gold, and I'm paying for beer for everybody.
All right, boys. Hang on now, y'all guys. Don't tell anybody. But, and he's just like shifting, and he goes back to the back, and he comes back with a very small cask, and emblazoned on it is a crow with a gold coin in its mouth. And, Avon, you know this very well. And he comes back, he's just like, for your kindness. It's a fairly small cask. You think you can maybe get about a glass between all of you if you drain the thing.
Oh, is it on the house?
Yeah, essentially.
And
You
additionally-
massively overpaid, and he does not have a way to break a goal.
Oh, we were just gonna be nice, even though we just executed.
Yeah, I'm taking a swing at this.
Well, this is the special stuff.
Yeah, this is Nevermore.
Yeah, guys, I'm not sure if you can handle this.
I drank harder stuff when I was a baby.
I'm already drinking it. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
already drank it as well while he was telling us we probably couldn't handle it.
Yeah, as you were saying, that's just like, guys, they pour it out and they slam it back, and the taste hits you. Turpentine and ash, and it burns the whole way down.
Oh, it tastes like home.
Yeah. Actually, for Kamal, this is probably pretty close to what the Goliaths make for their own alcohol.
Firewater.
Even as like you slam it down and the taste hits the rest of you, and you start to gag and your eyes water and it burns, it starts to take effect. And the first thing that comes into your mind as you drink this, I would so much rather be drinking this other favorite drink, and the taste changes. And it becomes the savory or the sweet or the sour that you so adore.
Hazy.
spicy tea, my favorite.
And as the drink hits you, you start to see them spot. They're faint. You haven't drinking enough to get the full effect. But you start to see spots. Maybe a reflection in the glass of a memory, or the sound of something far lost and gone.
My people. My clan.
They're there.
Master,
Lanterns in
I
the
haven't
mirror.
seen you in ages. I bow to an invisible master next to me.
Hey Vaughn, this is all fairly normal. You've seen what happens when people drink this stuff, and you know they're gonna be lost in their own little world for at least a bit.
Oh,
Hmm.
no. Oh no. I see my father. I didn't want to work the forge, Dad.
Master, I was taking your teachings into account. I've been trying to be more peaceful in my actions.
I'm sorry I didn't get there in time. I never found the power I needed.
Hey Vaughn, have you drinking this?
Yes.
Alright, you can make
I'm
a wisdom
sipping it while I'm
save.
watching them.
Yeah, you can make the wisdom save at advantage. They all auto-fail it, because they're not...
Oh, shit. Right. One sec.
Skiff, do you have any good people for me to fight today? Oh, Skiff! Skiff, I need a good fight. Oh.
Nat
Oh,
20. You don't let yourself get caught up in the illusions. Maybe you admire them. Maybe you listen and think and contemplate. But you know it's not real. And you know that there are important things that need to be handled right now. So you hold to the reality You don't let yourself get swept up. And
I'm just like high.
you do see Hermie sitting on the bar, mildly fascinated by all of this. But as each of them say things, as names are mentioned, as Scarfin talks about his father, Hermie takes a moment and he repeats what was said a couple times as if he's committing it to memory. But that is
Oh,
but only Avon notices that. And to be
Yeah.
fair, you're looking pretty high, even if you haven't been taken. You still look like you're not quite there, and Hermie hasn't really paid attention.
tricky little fuck though. He's smart. Smart little fucker.
You walked into the bad part of town and started throwing around gold. There's a story here. People are going to be interested. Anywho, as you are going through, the feeling does fade as you only had the one drink and the images start to dissipate and you come back to reality. You may all spend one hit die to heal yourselves should you want to.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. All right. So what's the hit die? How do I do that?
All
It's
right,
a
on your
1d8.
now on your character sheet underneath your health, there's the box that says hit dice. If you click the hit dice, it'll auto roll it and add the healing. You can only use one hit dice because this is from a side effect of Nevermore rather
Gotcha.
than actually you using like a healing yourself.
So
And then-
hit dice.
Yep. And then that does consume a hit dice, so whatever it shows, it'll show it too in that box. You're going to click it down to...
Click it down to 1. Gotcha.
Oh.
Of course, Mike Smith gets the max roll, and I get a very...
Well, no, I was supposed to click. I need to click it down to 1, so I
Yeah.
need to do it again anyway.
Oh wait, I didn't do it either. Damn it.
You can
You
take
did it.
whatever
Just do it
health comes up
afterwards.
on the hit dice. You just need to click it down to 1, so you're tracking that you've used a hit dice.
Yeah, like
Oh,
keeping
gotcha,
track of your
Mike
hit
Smith,
points.
you get the 13.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I got 6.
Oh,
yeah.
no, Mike Smith, you got
No,
the
you
13.
got, you got the 13.
He only lost 6 health, though.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't get extra health.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got-
But I thought he was...
I
I think
got a
he
9. It's
didn't
pretty
get
nice.
that 13.
hmm
But yeah, I got shitty rolls all around regardless. So I got 4 at least. Woohoo.
All right,
Yeah.
9 plus 7 is 16, so I'm back up to 16. Plus, I still got 4 temp,
hmm
and then I gotta change this down to 1 hit die now.
While we're all doing this, I want to re-inspire everyone that doesn't have any temporary health points.
Yep.
So we have 4 again?
Yeah,
Mhm. Scarfin on the end of the Nevermore jumps up on the table and please tell us how you inspire us.
I'm just gonna roll a performance and see how well I do.
11. You did break 10, so it wasn't a failed roll.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take away the temp health, but this is more Scarfin like stringing together words, but he keeps getting interrupted by like an image of a disapproving father holding a hammer, sitting there going, "You went down the wrong path, boy." He's like, "No, this is the right thing to do. I am proud and capable and strong." But you all do get the 4 temporary points.
Sometimes I'm glad those orcs raided and killed him.
Right at the end of my trip, I told my friend Glenn.
Okay, so you still have the food, you have the ale, it's vegetable stew. Not the most fantastic, it's massively overcooked. But honestly, for some of you, this is a pretty decent meal for what you're standardly used to.
Yeah.
And the ale is actually bitter ale, but it's pretty decent. It's well maintained, it hasn't developed scum or other signs of been sitting here for too long.
Nice.
Now I want to play the barkeep at the game of chance.
You want to challenge the barkeep to a game of chance?
Yeah.
Okay. Hermie's
rest-
sitting there.
The rest of us can all go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Drink.
The hammocks are open. You can actually take it and go to sleep. You
Oh, word.
Taking
Yeah.
my beer to bed.
Are you taking a long rest?
Are we taking a long rest, guys?
Optimally.
We got
Yeah.
15 beers to drink.
Yes. Finishing our beers. We're taking a long rest.
All right. So a long rest is 6 hours. If you're not having a watch, it's 6 hours. If you're taking watches, it's 8, because each person will have to. You have to get 6 hours of sleep, and then most watches will run 2 hours.
I
So-
won't be resting. I can just stay up the whole 6 hours.
Yeah, because you didn't take damage. Everyone that is taking the long rest, per housekeeping, you can burn a hit dice at the start of the hit. The one hit dice you have remaining at the start of the long rest to regain more health. And then when the long rest finishes, we'll talk about what you get back from completing the long rest.
Yeah, I'm going for it. Oh yeah, getting that
Oh
natural.
Jesus, Eric!
Come on, Peppa is just like,
All right. Now
Trying
question.
so hard to get back to health, but it's really hard.
Now question for. So I'm using. So if I use my last hit dice, how do I get hit dice back at some point?
At the end of the long rest, you will get half of the hit dice back. So you
Alright,
spend
so
2 at the end of the long rest, you will get 1 back.
All right, so
Oh.
I'm gonna use my hit dice then.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just leave it at 1 then, since I'm gonna get it back anyways.
Yeah, essentially.
5 health added to my 16 puts me almost all the way back to full health. I'm only 1 shy.
Very
Damn.
I knew buying the Natural Wonder shirt was a good choice.
It has been setting things up for you, I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
And then Mike, are you doing it as well, or are you good? No, you already.
I'm
healed
good.
already, so you don't need to do it. Yeah.
And
Okay.
besides, if he did, he'd roll a 20 on a D8.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So all of them are taking long rest. Scarfan, you wanted to play the person in chance?
Yep.
Alright, Hermes sitting behind the bar is just, what can I do for you?
I'm looking just to play a simple game while my friends are sleeping.
Oh, a game. What game shall you play?
Actually, I don't think I have any cards or dice.
Shall we play one of my games, if you'd like?
Oh, sure. Why not?
And he does actually pull out, it's called the Game of Ur. It's not so much a game of chance. It's similar to backgammon. You would probably know how to play this game. You roll dice and you move tokens around the board based on how many dice you rolled, and it's essentially a race to get all of your tokens from the start to the end of it.
All right.
So
Actually,
really-
it's like
How hard is it to cheat?
you could theoretically, if you were very good at how this is going to work is you sleight of hand against his perception. If you win, you can re-roll 1 dice.
Okay, because I my slide hand's +7,
Yeah.
so
Could totally go for it, unless this guy's secretly like the most perceptive person on earth. But I'm asleep. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's the Game of Ur. Essentially, it works like Sorry, the board game Sorry, where you're moving tokens around the board with the objective of getting to the end first, all your tokens to the end first, and if you land on a spot with his token on it, it will kick that piece off, and he's got to restart it.
Fuck,
But-
I didn't know we were playing. Sorry, I would have stayed up. Damn.
Funnily enough, this is an actual game that I have
That's what I was
played.
about to say. This is a real game. I
Yeah.
saw YouTube.
Go ahead and we're going to do this as 3 rounds and out. So we're not actually playing this game.
Yeah.
We're each going to you're going to roll 4 d4s and a sleight of hand.
Okay.
If you break 15 on the sleight of hand, you can re-roll one of the d4s. You're looking to get a 2 or a 4. You're looking for evens. And then he was going to roll 4 d4s with his own.
Oh my lordy lord!
Okay.
Nah, don't break slide hand though.
No, you like go to like palm it and swap it, like throw the or cheat the dice, and he's just like, no, I've been doing this a long time now. You ain't getting over on me like that. And he's gonna roll, four, 4, and he gets 1. Okay, so that's 3 successes on your part, 1 on his. I'm so glad you needed to cheat. All right, now you are going to roll at disadvantage because you tried to cheat and failed.
Still gonna
Sleight
try
of
to
hand.
cheat again.
Yeah. And then we're going to roll 44.
This time you only got 1.
Oh,
But his sleight of hand was pristine. You can roll 1 more d4.
that's awesome.
Big money, big
Apparently,
money.
he hasn't been doing it that long. You were able to get that one by him.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Scarfin's just like, okay, I'll try a different trick then. Whoosh.
It's
See, you like that one, but how about
It
this?
says it's rolling, but it's
Like,
not rolling.
yeah, like a good magician always just has more than one bag trick up.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
That's a
nope,
3.
still came odd. That's 4, 2, 3. He's still winning. All right, and
I
once
got one,
more.
though.
You're still doing this at disadvantage, but the DC hasn't gone up because you didn't fail the second time. So roll 44.
Bam!
Fuck!
I think I win.
Yeah.
Even if he cheated, you'd still win.
Oh, I almost had you. But the last couple of rolls, you kicked all my pieces back. Very well played, boyo. And he does slide one of the gold coins that were paid to him back to you, as that's the only thing he actually had of worth betting.
I'll take it.
He-
Of course you will.
And then I'm gonna drink a beer, celebrate.
Make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Bar is being stabbed in the throat while you drink.
Okay.
Scarfin's throwing a dart right into Pepar by accident while he sleeps.
Okay. Time passed. The early morning fades into afternoon, and the sun moves, and you actually hear the sounds of the slum start to come more alive as the workday ends early because the festival is afoot and most businesses are closing down. And footsteps and people start actually moving from their various locations in the trade districts, beggars, cheap laborers, all that starts making their way into the slum areas to go home. Nothing honestly happens this place. You get one patron come in. It's a guy in a long drawn hood. Possibly a male. He's got a strange gait to him. It's not quite a limp, but he doesn't seem to be able to bend his leg quite as much as he likes. And he just goes and he goes, Hermie, like, ah. They recognize each other, and a cask and a bowl of stew is brought over, put down. Coppers hit the table, and no words are exchanged. They just have a mutual understanding on how this. And time passes. Your short.
I want to ask that guy something. I want to ask if he heard about the murders in the warehouse district.
So you actually, he stops and he looks at you. He's murders in the warehouse.
I heard there was a couple of guards that got taken down by some badasses or something.
I don't know about that. I know apparently the guards have been locked down a part of the warehouse district. A whole platoon of them rolled through the slums into there to lock down because something went down there. Don't know the details of it. They're keeping it pretty hush-hush, which honestly does give credence. Somebody wants this kept quiet.
Okay. I'll let him go back to his meal then.
Okay. Alright. Time passes. The 6 hours pass. your long rest ends, all of you regain half of your hit dice, minimum of 1. So Avon, you are back up to 2. Everyone else that used hit dice will go up to 1.
Cool.
Any of your abilities that would refresh on a short rest, so all of Kamal's spell slots and your Stoneson, come back. I believe
Nice.
Pepar has Orcish Endurance, which is a long rest.
Relentless endurance, basically the same thing, but yeah, long rest. Yep.
Yeah. Then you roll a d6 on a 4+, you will get it back.
Roll a d6.
Come on.
Damn!
Yeah.
Alright, you get it back. Avon, you haven't used any of your,
No, I haven't.
yeah, you haven't used anything because you didn't take part in the fight. But, you'd get those back. I believe,
Alright.
all key points come back, all short rest abilities comes back, which was only Kamal's spell slots and his Stone's Endurance.
So I got both my spell slots back and my Stone's Endurance back. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty much
But-
full health. I'm ready to go. Ready to fuck some bitches up.
You have burnt through a majority of the day. It's getting on to late afternoon now as you speak.
But the festival's getting ready to start, right?
The festival, everyone make a history check.
History check.
Well, no.
Garfin doesn't even know what festivals are.
There's a festival here?
Okay.
Well,
Fuck! Somehow,
Well,
Oh,
Kamal.
wait, sorry. I hit insight.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
About to say, Kamal, you gotta roll this at disadvantage because you're a Goliath, and your traditions as a member of a Goliath tribe are different from what the humans operate on. Okay.
Ugh.
So, Pepper and Avon, Scarfin, you know of a festival, that's just common knowledge. You're not sure when it is or the details of it. Pepper and Avon, DC was 11. So you both actually do understand. The festival is still 1 day away. It will take off in earnest tomorrow. But, as of now, the Vistani are starting to come in. They've got shops and stalls, and people are hawking wares in the actual town itself. And so there's kind of like block parties type deals that are going off inside of the town as a prelude to the festival proper that will start tomorrow.
and you said there's a bunch of like shops and stuff set up.
Yeah, it's like they come out, they roll out a rug, they roll out the rugs and hawk from there. A couple of them actually have push carts where they'll sell food or trinkets or baubles. The Vistanis like take over entire sections of squares to have dancing and little parties where they play music and they dance around and they draw on a crown, while some of them will hawk like seemingly ornate jewelries.
So none of them were like equipment sellers. There's no place to buy like.
There are shops. You are getting to the point in the day where most of them are closing down to enjoy the festivities. You can maybe find one that's open.
I would like to attempt to possibly get a bow and maybe some arrows.
As would I, or maybe some more throwing daggers.
Well, let's go try to find an open shop then before they close real quick, and then we can use all this commotion to go investigate this other lead we've got, this new house
That's
we've
what
got.
I was just about to suggest as well.
Yep.
Okay. So, you're going to use the commotion of the streets to move through largely unimpeded, or at least unperturbed. You are relatively close to the trades, or the, what's it called? The tradesman district, where the blacksmiths and all those work. That is the D section. And this area is mostly forges, billows, large buildings that are designed to operate as factories. Most of it is starting to empty out. There are people leaving to go home to their businesses. You do see, like, in some spots, the telltale smoke of a active forge that is still going on to use as a landmark for a place you might go.
Let's head
let's
towards
take
that
a
forge
gander
then.
Okay. traveling through, you do come to one place. While most other places, the telltale smoke is thin as the forge is being died down and more or less being left to simmer down on its own accord. This one actually has a thick black plume of a forge that is actively being used. And as you approach it, you do hear the sounds of a hammer swinging and movement inside the shop. And it's called the Black Anvil.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna walk in with my standard Pepar attitude of, "Excuse me, sir, how are you today?"
You say it to an empty shop. There's no merchandise on any of the shelves. Like, there are shelves here, but all of the shelves are empty. And in the back, you see a glow of a forge, and the hammer seems to ring up and down as it stops as you come and boisterously announce yourself. And around the corner comes the face of a youngish humanoid male. Sandy blonde hair that's been cropped short. His eyebrows are completely gone, and you can see scorch marks around his face as he sticks around this corner. Yes? Can I help you?
Ah, you have the face of a very hard-working man. Yes, I was wondering if you had any equipment for purchase.
I mean, what? We don't really sell individual. What are you looking for?
Me personally, I was hoping for a bow if you happen to have a bow laying around.
A bow? Oh, we're not. Okay, let me just pop into the back and see what we can do. And you go into the back, and with your perception, you hear two voices. One is the same stuttering speech, too low to actually make out the words, but the same stuttering speech of the individual we were just talking to, and what sounds like a female. But he does come back around the corner, and in his arms he has several unstrung bows. They're not in the greatest shape. Most of the wood is worn and clearly been used, and some of them are actually starting to splinter and crack. He's just like, well, we're not a bowery, but we do have a couple of these that we were going to use at the festival here. And it's 3 short bows and a long bow.
And they're all pretty much falling apart.
They'd function as bows. You're not really sure how long that would function as bows, especially in an actual combat situation. But they look like they'd be able to shoot an arrow and inflict some form of damage. At least once, possibly twice.
This appears to have been a waste of our time, gentlemen.
Actually, do they have any? I would like a cutlass for a more piratey theme.
Oh, okay, a cutlass. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. And he, a bit more excited this time, pops back to the back. And he comes back, and he does actually come back with a cutlass. It's a fairly ornate piece. It's got a full ball handguard with a large, tapering, thick blade. It's more like a modified machete that's been shaped into a cutlass.
Mm.
But he does bring that out. He's just like, yeah, somebody wanted this made, and then they never came back. What can I say? The knife ears, they forget things, you know. And he does put that down. And he runs back and sticks his head around the corner. I will allow someone to make a perception check. Avon or Pepper. We've got the perceptions that are high enough to possibly...
I don't hear shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
Still just sitting here lamenting. Oh.
Okay, so neither of you fucking hear it. Little different, and his voice does randomly rise in inflection. And he does come back, and he turns around, looks back, looks at them. That will be 6 gold? Yeah.
I'll give you. Can you do 3? That's all I got.
Mm. Okay. That'll be fine.
Okay, I'll take it.
And he does take the 3 gold, and you do have a cutlass. It's a scimitar, or it'll work. It functions as a rapier, so it's a D8, but it's a bit shorter with a thicker blade. So you got a D8 damage cutlass that will use Dex because it has the finesse property.
Maybe
Yeah. The problem is we're not a bowery per se. We just kind of got some so we could set up a stall at the shop. We have a crossbow. Can you use a crossbow? Do you want a crossbow? We make crossbows.
Do you have any good throwing weapons?
Ooh, you need some ninja stars or like some throwing knives.
You got something better than these darts that I could throw to perhaps do a little more damage?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And he runs back to the back. This time, no conversation, but there is a loud, like, clanging and clattering as something falls, and he's just like, where, oh. And he does come back, and he comes back with a bandolier of throwing axes. And
baby! That's what I'm talking about!
it's a 2-part bandolier that's designed to go crossways on your across your chest, and keep the throwing axes around your hip for a quick draw and launch. These they're perfectly balanced. They're well made. They're my own work, and I'm really proud of them. But I'm sure these will do exactly what you need. It'll be 4 gold for all of them.
Quick question. My cutlass does slashing damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm proficient with these?
You are proficient with simple weapons, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are simple weapons.
I pull out one of my hand axes, and I'm just like, Pepar, trust me, you're going to enjoy this.
4 gold it is, my good sir.
Yes, thank you. He does take the 4 gold and make an insight check.
I don't know shit. I like axe.
I'll let Scarfin make this too, since you'll both be at the counter purchasing.
Insight?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay, Pepar is super enamored by his new bandolier. He's getting them situated. Scarfin, you do notice that the 4 gold that went for the hand axes, he goes down behind the counter and you hear the turn of a lock to drop in. And he didn't do that for the 3 gold he took from you for the cutlass.
Huh. Curious. Can I? What was that about? Sorry. What was that? What was that about? I want to just confront. I'm not gonna play it coy. I'm gonna come out straight. And be like, why are you doing different things with the money?
What are you talking about?
You slid his coins into some sort of maybe I don't know what's that thing you call?
It's like a lockbox. That's how
they
they
lockbox, but you didn't do that with mine.
He looks back and he's just,
Are you stealing?
keep it down. Okay, look. The cutlass was a commission piece. They paid for it up front, but they never came back to get it. It's been here for a couple of weeks. I figured the fucking knife ears don't want it. I don't fucking know. But I got a girl in the back. I want to take her to the festival. It's expensive. Come on. I'll give you a coin back. Just let me keep the 2. The shop earns some money. You'd have to pay for it anyways.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll take your coin back for my axes and I'll shut up.
The boss knows about the axes. You have to pay for those.
I did, but you have that coin that he gave you, and you could give me that, or I could start screaming.
Pepar, that does not sound like you, and I like it.
Excuse me! I feel like I overpaid for these axes if this guy's only paying 3 for that.
That's all I had.
Yeah.
Getting rid of dead inventory.
He takes it and he does slide 1 gold toward Pepper, just like, keep it down. And there is a call from back, like, Jerome, is everything okay? There's a lot of shouting. It's fine.
That's just my natural speaking voice. Everything's all good. Then I wink at him.
Thank you. But you do have a bandolier of 6 throwing arrows.
Oh shit! All right. Is there like
my
an
God.
already set thing for
I only
it?
have 2. Son of a bitch.
Is it already like if I do the search thing? Is that in here?
All right.
Or
These are custom made. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring the hand axe from in the journal and put it in your inventory, and you have 6 of them. And then I'm gonna do a tweak because these are designed for throwing, so you get a bonus to throwing, but you take a hit on melee.
okay.
Oh, so my hand axes are actually meant for meleeing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like his are very. It's a very short blade. Like it's short and narrow blade, while yours has more of the broad head that's designed to
Right,
get maximum contact. His is designed to be aerodynamic.
I'm gonna ask him real quick. You got any other forgotten gear, perhaps, that we might be able to indulge on?
Are you talking about like what I did with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me pop a and he's super excited now as he rushes to the back. He's just like, da da da, and you actually hear him say, "Just this festival is going to be awesome. I'm going to show you such a great time." Yeah. And there's more crashing and clanging, and he does come back, and he's got a couple of things in his arms, and he comes back and he like dumps them out on the counter. Most of it's just ornate knives, maybe one ornate sword, and then a large billy club that has, it's a solid metal rod with studs on it. It's a one-handed, two-handed billy club, large studs that run up the length of it. Think of like a baseball bat that has dull spikes on it that he jumps down, that cracks, falls off the counter, and he has to pick it up and put it back on there. He's just like, yeah, these are all the custom pieces that people buy but nobody seems to want, or they don't come back for. Yeah, great deal. I can offer some really good deals on it.
Alright, I'll take all the ones that are capable of being little daggers that I can throw.
Okay, now, since we have an understanding, daggers, and he picks out, and there's actually 4 daggers, none of them match, as one's like very, very ornate, and engraved hilts, a engraved blade with a very intricate pommel. One of them is just more mundane. But he brings those out, and he's just like, okay, it's going to be 1 silver for each of these. That's a wholesale price, but they've already been paid for as far as the shop is concerned, so yeah.
I'm gonna give him a gold for it.
Okay. And he plucks the gold.
How much for the club?
The club, you're really big. Yeah, club. 5 gold? And he kind of shrinks around as he doesn't know if you're like the orc or not.
I'll give you 2 gold. I throw 2 gold on the counter, pick up the club, and put it in my back.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
All right. Intimidation.
Oh yeah. He like honestly, he like goes for the gold and then stops, and he's just like, "Do I really want to take this?" And he takes 1 gold, and he's just like, "Yeah, you know, friendly discount since we're friends, right? We're friends."
Dope sauce. Oh, wait. Since we're friends now, I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a boar's tusk from a giant demon boar. Any chance if I leave this with you, you can turn it into a dope-ass weapon?
It's not metal, and I can't use it in the fort. I do know a guy, though. It's not in the trade district. In the pit, there's a he's a voodoo witch man that terrifies me. But we do send some of our more eccentric work to him for decoration, and he tends to use bones and pelts and whatnot to add aesthetic. And he probably could do something. Maybe.
All right, I'll have to stop in and see this voodoo witch man in the pit.
His name's Caro. You can't miss it. His shop is literally just a giant C, and it's right next to the guard barracks that's over on that side of the town.
Caro, gotcha. Excellent. And that's all the questions I had actually for the shopkeep. My question for you is this club thing. Is it any?
Okay, the club thing is what is it? It works as a warhammer, but it's a simple weapon. So where your great club is... Okay, let me make sure I get this right. 5e. Because you're only proficient in simple weapons.
Yep.
But the it is a great club that functions as a warhammer. So it's a 1d8 normally. You can two-hand it to do 1d10 damage, and it's a martial weapon, but it is treated as a simple weapon.
All right, cool. How can
And
I
you
add this
can-
to my inventory?
Just pull a warhammer over, and I will rename it.
All right, how do I do that? I go add. Nope, that's like a type, John. This might be tough for me on the thing here.
Yeah, give me 1 second, and I'll handle it.
Sure thing. My bad.
Yeah. See down at the bottom? It shows Warhammer.
Yep. Uh-oh. I might have deleted it by accident.
Okay.
I'm not actually throwing one. I'm just testing it out.
There it is. See it.
Keeps deleting it. The fuck?
Leave my Warhammer alone.
Okay.
There it is.
There we go. And then it says, yeah. But you can two-hand it and still use your spells. Because you can take your hand off of it to cast a spell and then put it back when you're actually swinging the club.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that's why it's an upgrade over the Great Club.
Digging it.
Alright.
Avon.
How much does my cutlass weigh?
What?
The cutlass weighs... it weighs the same as a rapier. Hang on. I'm sorry, I should have had these stat blocks already prepared.
That's fine.
I didn't foresee you guys going shopping quite this early. It weighs 2 pounds. Okay. But you have essentially gathered all the weapons. Most of what's left on the table is just like a random assortment of swords. Nothing fancy or specific or unique about any of them. It's just short sword, long sword, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's time to move on.
Alright, if that's all of your business today, thank you so much for coming to the Black Anvil. I hope to do business with you again. I offer a very, very good friend discount if you come while the actual boss is not in the building.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Okay.
Take care of
Yeah, I
it,
didn't
sir.
need anything. I thought we could just keep going. I have all my shit.
Yeah, I'm ready now that I have a cool two-handed slinging Warhammer thingy.
Got a couple with daggers.
But now that I know that there is something called a throwing axe, like hand axe, I might look out for those. But I like having these 2 axes.
Like, your axe can be thrown, but
Mhm.
okay, because his
Yeah, it even says it in the list for it. It says medium range, whatever.
Yeah, because what his axes are going to do is he's going to get a +1 to hit, but he will get a -1 to damage.
Oh, because it's probably like smaller and
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
smaller, it's lighter, and it's designed to be thrown. So it doesn't impact quite as well, but it's much easier to hit it while thrown.
Enjoyable.
I just figured I needed a better ranged option so that I can just like fly around people, just throwing shit at them, and then run in and start hitting them, so I don't die every time.
Okay. But traveling over here, it has started to push into early evening. Most of the places are finished shutting down in this district of the city. Scarfin, you're more or less, you've got a good enough passive perception while being on the lookout for this that you know that those shadows in the dark back alleys are probably people who are up to no good in this part of town looking to capitalize on it being closed down and this section of the city being closed down, but none of them are coming out to bother you directly.
I got no worries about it. I'm gonna point it out though. I'm gonna be like, hey, look at these faggots. I didn't mean to say that, but I'm sorry.
Oh, you did though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell everyone else about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's probably time we use this cover of evening and head towards this building to investigate. We go to this bad part of town. Head towards that nicer little town hall looking area of town.
Are we going after the lady who works for Fortune?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, works for me.
Okay. So you're making your way toward the better part of town. Oh, by the by, Peppa, for the throwing axes, you can use strength or dex for the attack roll, whichever one's better for you.
I guess for now, strength's better, so I'm going to use that for now.
Okay. But
So would you say we're making our way downtown?
Walking.
actually, you're making your way uptown as you move
uptown.
away from the yeah. You move out of the trade district. You pass by the temple district, and you're moving into an actually fairly nice part of the town. The roads are actually paved. There is plants and trees put in for a ambient effect designed to gentrify the neighborhood. And as you actually see the town hall come up, there's only 5 buildings inside this large square avenue area, with the town hall taking up a point in the middle of the square. There are 3 buildings on one side of the square that are interconnected with walkways, and one large entrance with a golden fish with a coin in its mouth that has 2 very big guards standing in front of it, and then walking guards of men in black, very nice looking padded armor with swords and daggers on their hips and polished boots, walking around the vicinity. And you hear the sounds of laughter and merriment coming from inside. The other 2 buildings in the vicinity are empty, and they look more mundane, well built, but office buildings type deal, things that would be used for maintaining the actual place. As for what you're looking for, as you're walking through, you can make an educated guess, and if we go off that way, we're into the slums, and that's not going to get us to where we need to go. But just on the other side, in this general vicinity, you do actually hit the trading district, where the shops are all empty, but most of the buildings are either large or small buildings with various names engraved on them of whatever trade merchant is currently occupying that building or renting the space. And give me investigation checks. And roll a d4.
I see nothing, I know nothing.
Same here.
Just need Kamal's and your D4.
Oh,
Double
D4.
nat ones, baby.
Okay. Okay.
Got every number on the D4.
Yeah, that's
Optimal, probably.
okay.
But I noticed nothing.
Yeah. You're going around, and there's a lot of buildings here, and only thing you really know is it's in some proximity to the town hall. So, I mean, that narrows it down to maybe this quarter or this third of the district. But you're more or less just walking around looking for a sign that says fortune, not really getting anywhere. But I need everyone to roll me perceptions.
Actual unders, baby.
Come on, perception. Come on, perception.
Come on.
Damn.
I need it.
Oh, you're letting me down. We could have all been in this together.
Just not noticing anything. Like, wow, this place is beautiful.
It is actually a really nice district. All of the buildings are fairly well built. While it's not, the plant life and unnecessary aesthetic pieces are not quite as impressive as other parts of town. There are small statues. This was designed to be a nice place for nice people to come. Everyone else is more or less enraptured with trying to find this fucking sign and getting frustrated. I imagine that Kamal just got bored with it and was just like, they'll figure it out, probably. And so he actually did keep an eye out on what was going on around. And as you turn down into an alley... Turn down what? You turn down into an alley. You do come across... Kamal does actually, before you walk into the alley properly, I'm going to use him as the token since he's the only one that sees, and everyone else is just going to position around him.
Yeah.
Depending on how this plays out.
Falling around me, bitches.
3 individuals sitting inside this general part of town. It's halfway an alley and halfway just like a quick road between 2 different parts of the city or different parts of the district. You can see on the other side where it actually opens up into a proper area. But 3 individuals, one of them's female, posted up on a stack of crates off in the corner, and then 2 of them just lounging against the walls, and they all see you come up, and like they're all like rolling their shoulders back, getting ready to move. Their eyes are shifting up to the roofs around you, but none of them have actually made any kind of a move.
Should anything be on screen right now? I just got back.
Yeah, I just have black screen.
Oh, my apologies.
Fine, should.
Yep, black screen here as well.
That's actually why I relogged.
Oh, there we go.
My bad, I forgot that this is a really big map and I want to make use of all of it for different things, so I'm hiding the other parts of it. But this is the alley. You do see where it continues on further down into a more proper street. And behind you where is the area you came from.
All right. So I see these guys, and obviously I'm the first one to notice them because I had the perception check.
Yeah. They're all super enraptured, checking out all the signs on the buildings over here and just getting nowhere.
Is there 2 of my token on the board?
I only see 1.
Yeah, same.
All right, cool. I see a second one. I'm not going to bother messing with it. As long as you guys can't see it.
Yeah, I threw myself on there. I'm not in the alleyway, but I'm chilling there. I exist.
All right, cool. So as long as you guys only see the one.
Yep.
So I see these figures, and they're looking up at them, and I notice them looking up at the rooftops.
They glance up at the rooftops. They're not looking specifically, but they like look at you, glance up, look back at you, seeming fixated, just satisfied, waiting.
Can I look up at the rooftops too?
Make another perception check.
Coming up.
Oh, there it is. Shit.
Brutal.
Perception check. Bam.
All right, there's two of me on screen.
Yeah, I got rid of it.
All right, thank you.
Did my perception check not come through?
Mm,
I clicked it, but sometimes let's do it again.
Sometimes it just needs time.
More the merrier, just in case. But bam, perception, baby.
Look at that fucking roof, bro.
I look up. I cover my eyes with my hands, even though it's dusk and there's no sun to blind
okay.
me.
You look up, you do see, like, he's, like, hiding behind a smokestack, but he leans out to get a look and then shrinks back. You catch him, just a glimpse of him, but there is someone up there.
Ho, gentlemen, expect an ambush. I don't trust these people.
Is there anything for me to jump onto the roof with?
The roof in this area is only about 10 feet or so high. This is more like a storeroom area that's directly in front of you. So it's only about 10 feet or so high.
So the guy on the roof standing right in front of where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Would love to jump up there and just be like, "Excuse me, sir!"
Yes.
Alright.
He could be pushed up just by one of us.
I don't think I need it.
Actually, no, with his movement and his baseline acrobatics, he can just parkour up there.
I make the suggestion to do that, and then you just jump up anyway while I'm saying it.
Yeah, like, hold on, I'll give you a... Oh, shit. So Pepar flings himself up onto the roof.
Just like, super silent, graceful step right in front of his face, and then just like, hands behind my back.
Oh,
Excuse me,
shit.
sir!
There's more than one there.
Yeah, as you come flying up to yourself, excuse me, sir! You see two of them just like, come out, fucking, holy shit, what the fuck? And they're gonna fire 2 crossbows. Because they had readied actions. They are gonna shoot at disadvantage because they weren't ready for this. Like,
I'm ready for this.
they were ready for something.
Not this.
Yeah, both crossbows go flying off around you as one of them shoots the ground, the other one goes flying way over your head as they both whip around, just like, holy shit, what the fuck? And fire 2 crossbows.
I asked you a question, but now it's time for me to probably roll for initiative.
Yeah, actually, because that's the female hears you shouting and hears the, oh shit, what the fuck? And the sound of crossbow bolts, she's just like, alright boys, this isn't how I wanted it, but this is how we're doing it. Get him!
Oh, god damn it.
Alright, everyone roll for initiative.
Oh,
Yeah, that's this, baby.
I love it. I love it. Alright. Oh god. You guys are doing great.
Ooh.
You guys are doing great.
Oh.
I'm the lowest real life luck stat that's ever existed.
None of ours are doing that good right now. This initiative, yo.
This is like my 3rd nat 1 tonight.
oh, Eric.
Ironically, even with Papar's nat 1, he tied with Avon, and since he has the higher dexterity score, Pepar still goes before Avon.
The fuck?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I am going to... So here's how this works. The 2 guys that just shot at you are going to be considered in a surprise round. Therefore, they are going to lose their turn. Because fucking they're still reeling from this. But the other ones all get to go. Because you all rolled like shit. Okay. So...
Like it makes sense.
Turn into stone skin and draw their fire.
These 2 gentlemen are going to rush over to try to take on Kamal. You still have your shadow armor up because it's 8 hours, and you used it in the last fight, and you only took a 6-hour short rest. So you've got about 30 minutes left on it, so it's still up. So you still have that.
Alright.
Alright. Then, so those two are throwing scimitars at you. And then these two, if I can do this right, da-da-da, are going to put crossbow bolts at Avon.
Oh shit!
Yep, I need bandit tokens. One scimitar goes flinging wide. These guys are not trained. They're more just swinging metal towards you. Completely whiffs. The other one actually does come in for a low cut. Slides it in between the gaps in your shadow armor, dealing 5 damage to Kamal.
I turn to him and I say, "Fucking mistake, boy." I snap my fingers and hit him with Hellish Rebuke.
Alright, roll it.
At what level? 1. Submit.
You could still intimidate these guys if you could still make
Yeah,
everyone stand down.
Yeah, once I burn a few of them.
Yep. And burn too.
That motherfucker's dead.
Yep, as the sword comes up and digs in, and then you just mistake, and the guy's just like, "What? Oh my god!" And he starts talking. There's a light that appears in his mouth and around his eyes as the fire erupts from inside out, searing him as he fucking falls back and dies. Avon.
Took 5 and I got 4 back on my temporary from the Dark One's blessing. So, bam.
Yeah. Fucking Warlock tanks. I never thought I'd see the day, but I see it. And Avon, 2 crossbow bolts fly towards you. You raise your shield and one bounces off of that. One does actually manage to find the chink in your armor from where your shoulder pads are, and you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Fuck.
Damn, that
And then-
crossbow is racist against Asians.
Alright. Fucking boss lady comes out, fucking pulls out a light crossbow, fucking god damn it, fucking Christ, what the hell? Fires off 2 bolts at Kamal. She does this at disadvantage for doing multi-shot. I need you. Yeah.
Natural one, baby.
Yeah, both of those miss. And I need you to roll me 2d100s.
You need me to roll 2 D100s? Gotcha.
Please kill.
Nah, we're outside of the range. Fucking she just misses both, just like, fuck shit! Alright. Then that will bring us to... Scarfin's turn!
Finally. Alright, I'm gonna rush in there. I'm gonna get my 25 feet of movement. And I am going to attack this guy. Right here. I'm gonna
See new sword?
I'm gonna slash at him with one and stab him with the other.
Okay.
Actually, this should be
I
did not check.
You can offhand a dagger with the cutlass, but you can't offhand a short sword.
Okay, dagger then.
Yeah.
Use the innate dagger.
Okay. Both the cutlass and the dagger hit. You don't have advantage, I'm afraid, so you don't get the crit.
Ah.
And you only get sneak.
Oh yeah, you said you only get sneak on.
You'd have to roll stealth before, and you didn't roll high enough perception to take an action before things started happening.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, I think that's
No, you get sneak. You get sneak attack, but only on the one attack. So roll a d6. Kamal's within 5 feet, so you get sneak attack.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is 50. Yeah, no, you come in, fucking. the sword comes up into his gut, the dagger goes down into his shoulder, and you just sling him to the side. Which is actually kind of funny, because he's actually a bit taller than you, so you got to do like a little jump to do that.
I just picture myself like forking him with 2 hands and then flipping him over me.
Fucking.
Doing
So
like
that's
a Yoda style.
Yeah.
Alright, Kamal, it is your turn, but he just killed everyone on the ground except for the lady across the way. Everyone else is on a roof.
All right. The roof is right next to me. Can I vault up? Can I like reach up and pull myself up onto it? Seeing as I'm fucking 8 foot, it's a 10-foot roof or whatever.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes, this will cost you 15 feet of movement to do.
All right, and I've got 30. So can I still get to right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it's
I'm go-
10 feet of roof and then 50 feet up.
Yep. All right. So I'm going up here to help my boy Pepar out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna whip out my brand new fucking goth Billy Club, studded for her pleasure, and I'm gonna bring it down on him with 2 hands.
Okay.
Laying on hands.
You swing it down, you come crashing down, putting a decent hole in the wooden roof, but he's flinging back as now there are 2 very large individual non-human humanoids on the roof with them, and this is not what he signed up for. You missed, but alright. That will bring it to Pepar.
Go right here real quick.
Okay.
I'm holding in this hit. Hold on 1 second. Give him the old Lebowski.
Okay. Are you attacking both of these individuals or just the one Kamal's fighting?
That's the one Kamal's fighting.
Okay, so the first attack has advantage because you have flanking. So the quarterstaff hits with a 22. And then the unarmed strike hits with 24. Yeah.
There we go.
So funny story is, these guys only have 13 health.
Nice.
So as the quarterstaff comes down and the uppercut comes up, he stumbled back away from the Goliath and had a moment where he felt pretty good at himself for not dying to that, and then he immediately just gets walloped, spawned, and drilled into the wall that's to his side. And
Hey, I'm
dies.
okay.
Okay. Avon, it is your turn.
Get in between me and these arrows, please. Don't
Do
climb
not
on the
make-
roof.
I like
Don't
Do
get
that
on
not
the
make
roof
yourself
too.
a human sponge shield for him.
Don't get on the roof too. There's only one left.
Get on the other roof. Oh, is he gonna throw some fire?
This is your
I am going to throw some fire, but I'm also going to yell back at Scarfin. Scarfin, vault off of me! Get on the roof! And now
Everyone's super tall except for Scarpin. Okay.
Would love to see the fast.
Where is it?
Yep. Do you want the guy on the left, the guy on the right, or the lady?
The guy on the left.
Okay. Go ahead, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Fucking. The fire hits, drills him in the face. He's like, oh my god! Ah! Ah! He's hurt. Like, you can clearly see where he now has 3rd-degree burns, and he's still writhing from the pain. He is bloodied. And that will bring it to fucking shit as she watches her boys go down exceedingly quickly. She's just like, what the fuck are these types of people doing in this part of town? She's gonna climb on the roof. She's gonna turn around. Let's see.
Anyone tell her these are my roofs?
Are you telling her these are your roofs?
You know what? Fuck yeah. Did anyone tell you these are my roofs?
Fucking hell, I'm starting to believe you. Son of a bitch.
I'm fucking loving this new side of Pepar.
She does take a shot at Pepar, and does hit. She, however, only does 4 damage.
Gains temporary health.
Yeah, she's like, fucking Christ, why isn't this hurting you guys? The fucking bandit is gonna drop his crossbow, fucking whip out his scimitar and go for a slash at Pepper, hoping to follow up on what his lady did, and he's going to get a crit for 9 damage.
Oof.
Foolish choice! Alright, I'm doing my last stand.
Orc Endurance.
Yep.
You have gotten a lot of use out of that ability.
I am always dying.
Nobody got a medkit. What do you want me to do? 2 more crossbow bolts. The guy that is badly burned, like, sticks it up and just fires a shot, more or less at random, aiming for Scarfin.
I wish I had my uncanny dodge right now.
Yep, because you take 8 points of damage.
Oh, that's the biggest hit I've taken.
The other shot fires down, fucking bounces off at Scarfin's feet, missing. And that will bring it to Scarfin's turn with a bolt that just embedded itself into your shoulder.
Alright, can I jump off Avon's back and throw 2 daggers at these motherfuckers on the roof?
Okay, so you want to throw 2 daggers at the motherfuckers on the roof
Yeah.
while vaulting off Avon's back. Okay,
Leaping
here's
through
how
the
this is
fire
going
in
to
my
work.
head.
You're going to make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
They're in range, so you could just throw their daggers normally, but because you're trying to do something cool, I will say this. DC 15. DC 15. If you make a DC 15, you will have advantage on the first attack,
Okay.
which will let you do sneak damage.
No.
That is not a DC 15. You can make 2 regular attacks and then make another acrobatics check to see if you land on your face.
Natural wonders, baby!
Okay, so I'm just automatically going to say you land on your face and take 2 fall damage as you throw the second dagger and fucking completely whiff and throw yourself off balance and botch your landing.
Good.
Does that first dagger still hit?
Yeah, who are you throwing the first dagger at?
The
left
one
or
that got
right?
burned already.
Yeah, I figured as much. That hits, do your damage. He's dead.
Still cool!
Here, so, like, you whip out the dagger, and you, like, fucking, you see it and penetrate, and you see him go down, you're just like, yeah, and you go to throw the second one, completely overcorrect your fucking trajectory in the air, bounce off the walls, crash into the ground. It was cool for all of You are in partial cover, as you are now landed among the crates and the barrels. Prone, on the ground.
Start to sneak.
You cannot. You used your bonus action.
Okay, I'm good.
Kamal, it is your turn.
Alright, I am going to move over here and assist my man Pepper still. And
If
finish
you
him
move
off.
here, you will get advantage because that will be flanking.
Excellent.
You have to be.
Yep. Alright,
Yeah,
so-
you have to
so-
be across from each other.
So I'll move behind him then, or across from him.
Mhm.
And I'm going to come again down with my brand new billy club with 2 hands. Hopefully this time I get to actually hit something with this big ass piece of metal.
15 will hit. Roll damage.
Advantage, yeah.
Fucking, you come down. Fucking catch his shoulder. You hear a sickening crack. You imagine if you'd aimed for his other shoulder, he might have dropped the scimitar, but it's still a rough hit. He's bloodied. And that will bring it to Peppa's turn. Your boy just broke this dude's shoulder and he's looking pretty rough in front of you.
Yeah, he's not having a good day, and I wasn't exactly planning on making it any better.
Okay. That hits. Roll damage because this might kill him. It does not kill him. As you break his other shoulder and he's just like...
In that case, I'm sorry to say this, friend, but you're getting one of these.
As I pull my headphones out. Alright. Unarmed strike hits, roll damage. Yeah. Fucking, he goes careening off the the roof. This is rough. It's painful. He's dead.
All right, Pepar, hop off this goddamn roof and get out of range before this bitch shoots you with a crossbow again.
I'm over here, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
The amazing flying orc as he long jumps off this building, clearing fucking so many feet. So many feet. Alright, Avon, it is your turn.
Okay, so these two guys are still alive. The guy in the alley.
No, the guy in the alley is dead, I think.
Yep, this guy up here and the lady are both still alive.
Okay, so the guy. All right. How big is this roof? Can I jump onto
This
it?
roof is actually 15 feet up.
Ah, shit.
This isn't like a shed. This is an actual.
Okay, and there's. I probably can't just like. All right. I'm gonna run after the lady then.
Okay.
Mike's always trying to kill the ladies.
He's killing it with the ladies.
I gotta get her.
She is also on a roof. She climbed up there on the last turn. So she's got elevation here. So you can throw fire, you can throw 2 hand axes, or you can actually make 3 attacks if you use your action. So you can throw fire, throw 1 hand axe, and then bonus action the other hand axe. Make 3 attacks. If you're just looking for volume of fire at the lady.
You try to just fill her with your volume, bro.
That sounds like things you want to do.
All right, I'm going here. I am gonna follow along somewhat of that. I'm gonna throw hand axe at the dude.
Okay. Hand axe at homie.
And expert Hobie, yeah.
That hits. Roll damage. For 9. Fucking axe hits, it connects, he's fucking screaming and bloodied.
And then what's that one? Was it Action Surge? Is that the one where I can do a second?
Yeah, you can perform another action.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Action Surge,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to throw Fireball at the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, nice lady.
Hey there, pretty lady.
That hits. Roll damage. For 7.
Mike's just out there just fucking like throwing axes and fireballs in different directions, just like fucking up.
The fire hits. It looks like her armor absorbed most of it, of the actual fire. She's a bit better. You can clearly see she's in proper leather armor. So the fire absorbed a lot of that. She's still looking pretty hurt, and you can see where the skin's starting to blister and bubble from where the heat, but she's certain her stuff. She's not bloodied from that.
Okay, and do I get like another bonus action?
Yeah, because you threw the axe, you can offhand another axe. You can make another attack with an axe.
Oh, I'm just gonna throw the other one
At who?
at the guy.
At the guy. Go ahead. Alright.
Rohan's having a bad day.
Yep, that hits.
Fucking murder train over here just
Okay.
murdered that guy off the roof too.
You don't have the 2-weapon fighting style, correct?
No, I have dueling.
Okay. Then, because this was an offhand attack, it doesn't get your strength bonus, so you only do 3 damage, which
Okay.
still kills him. It does still kill him, but it only does the 3 damage. Because that was the offhand. As the other axe, fucking after he's mangled, his boss got set on fire, and then another axe comes flying at him, and he's like, God damn it, why? And he dies.
You could have just thrown them twice in a row, but you made me think I was gonna make it.
Yeah, you gave him that moment of hope. That moment of hope that he could run away. And then you just slaughtered him. He's just,
I want to turn to the lady after he died. I just want to be like, stop attacking us or you're next.
Fucking. Yep. I 100% agree that this was not in my best interest. I'm just gonna go. Okay, cool. Bye. And she's going to skedaddle across the roofs. We're going to stay in initiative order because I don't know if you guys are chasing or not. But
yeah, we should definitely chase her.
All right, fucking going on. Doing it.
Do you have the movement left to do that?
No,
me?
it's not.
I do not.
Because she gets, that's 15, she has that long jump. Yeah, you can see where she disappears, and Kamal, you actually have a decent visual. This girl is clearly used to moving across the rooftops. As she runs across the roof, vaults maybe 10 feet in a long jump from across where the street and the alleys intersect onto another set of roofs, and just keeps going.
All right, guys, I've changed my opinion on this. We are not chasing her. We need to continue. We should really go back to investigating what we're supposed to
I
investigate.
could catch her, but if I die, someone better revive me.
Pepper is the only one that can probably keep up with her at this point. We
He's
definitely
at one
can't.
hit.
We'll have to,
Not one hit point. I already used my revive again after that long rest, so like I'm dead.
we definitely have to leave Scarf in here.
Yeah, I can only move 25 feet. I can't even climb on the roof.
Yeah, she gets away. It's unfortunate, but she gets away.
Yep, I need to make a note.
Curses!
We let her get away. We'll say that.
We let Lady get away.
I just wanted to ask them a question. They started shooting crossbow bolts at me. I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay. Make a
You want to kill her? I just wanted to. Sorry.
Perception checks?
Yeah, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking Christ, now everyone's seeing shit.
Oh, my eyes! They're open for the first time!
2.
Alright. You all get a really good, there's a sound of boots coming, and it's only one set of boots, and there's a slight clank of metal on stone, and around a corner actually comes a fucking person in the padded leather armor and with the insignia of the guard with a little bucket helmet on and a spear, and he's just like, "What's going on? I heard screaming! Is somebody in danger? Does anyone need help?"
I do.
Bandits! Bandits! Everywhere!
What? Oh, damn it! Oh, are you okay? Are they here? Oh my god! Oh my god! That's a lot of bodies.
We did what we could. They attacked us.
We come to your town for their festival and we get attacked by bandits.
There's a reason we tell people to stay out of this part. Fucking Christ. Shit.
You have a potion, my good sir.
My friend's real injured. You got a hospital or anything around here I can take him to?
A med kit, maybe, you know?
Yeah, we've got a guard post over the way. Just, yeah,
Fucking dying!
we can, oh god, we
Fucking
can,
dying here, man.
oh god.
Don't they give you like an emergency med kit to carry around with you? Like,
No, to be honest, I don't really know what I do with it. But most of the time, we don't get there in time to actually save anyone in this part of town. Once the business is closed, this is not a part of the town you want to be in. Come on. And he actually, he is beckoning you, because he's actually really, clearly, even with all the bodies and the clear fact that you are capable of killing most things that come in, the idea of being here still terrifies him.
Smart man.
Maybe we should search some of the bodies first before we leave, though. I kind of want to get my hand axes back unless they're stuck on that roof.
Yeah,
You climbing on the roof would be tricky. You are in metal armor and you don't quite have the movement. But Pepar can, we'll say for the sake of brevity and the closing down aspects, you can roll the bodies if you so choose to. and Pepar can run around on the various roofs to retrieve your hand axes.
And my
Yeah,
daggers.
I'll do that for
Yeah.
you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Let's just.
Only
Let's
one-
assu- can we
My
just
body
assume?
hurts so bad right now.
Can we just assume that Pepar always picks it up for us?
I'm just the
The
fucking
general,
the throwaway.
the general assumption is that, barring like it goes off the side of a castle wall or other thing where it would be completely infeasible for you to claim it, the assumption is that after the battle you reclaim your equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, because eventually I might try to throw them, but if they're gone forever, it's gonna be like, oh, maybe I'll never throw it then.
Okay. Are you rolling the bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guard is just like, well, that's supposed to be, okay, I didn't say anything, I don't see anything, do what you will, but
We're
you
gonna
do,
take our stuff, man.
yeah,
I'm
You
just
got-
retrieving our belongings.
there are 4 crossbows, 2 daggers, 2 scimitars, and between all of them combined, 36 copper pieces. Make an investigation check. Whoever is going through rolling the bodies.
Yeah, I'll say why not.
Yeah, I'm on gear collection, so for the sake of lore, I am out of this one because I'm on the gear. Oh, Scarfin, really invested.
I don't notice anything.
Okay. And is Kamal searching bodies as well?
Yeah, I'll search bodies. So far, they don't have anything I like, but we'll see if somebody's got anything.
I just want to see if maybe they have an insignia or something.
Investigation.
I asked the
Oh.
guard something.
Nat 20 though.
Okay. 1 second to ask the guard. Kamal, as you're like going through the body, fucking useless weapons, fucking your billy club's better, tattered clothes, fucking they weren't even wearing proper armor of any kind. There is, on each of their hands, in between the webbings of their thumb and pointer finger, there is a black X tattooed. Most of them have both of them tattooed. One of the individuals only has the one on its left hand tattooed. And then the ones that were on the ground with the lady that you saw initially, that didn't take a post up on the roof, both of them have a small G tattooed on their left shoulder.
Hey guys, some of these punks got some weird gang tattoos going on here. I think it means something.
And then Avon's talking to the guard.
Yeah, if you don't care what goes on in here, do you mind if we strip the bodies and then hang them upside down from their feet by that roof as a warning to whoever did that to us?
Jesus, that's dark.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus,
You want to
Avon.
skin them too?
He actually
Just asking.
physically takes 2 steps back from you. We can't do. This is a proper part of town. We need to make it look like it's proper business here. Most of what these are well, rakes. They come through and they protect the businesses here, and anyone that doesn't pay to be protected tends to find their place burnt down. So we can't hang them up. It needs to look like a proper place.
I see. So no.
Eric, thank you for popping around all the different roof spots there, and then settling back down on the ground as if to make it look like you actually had done the equipment collection.
Oh, like specifically, I jumped in front of him, like, what'd you just say, bro?
Okay, but we've got a cart. We'll come through and clean up the bodies and whatever's left in that regard.
Steal a crossbow.
Yeah. 4 point of housekeeping. 4 crossbows, 2 daggers, 2 scimitar. Who's taking what?
Taking a crossbow.
I want none of that filth.
Okay, so Pepar has 1 crossbow. Go ahead and add it to your inventory.
Can I dual 2-hand cutlasses?
Guess I'll. Would any of this be better than my shit? Like the scimitars? I feel like I wouldn't be.
No, because you couldn't wield both of them. They're a D8. You have a longsword. It's a D8.
Yeah, nah, fuck it. I don't want any of it.
Point of metagaming: equipment can be sold,
Yeah, that's true.
and the guard isn't like you just killed a whole bunch of people, and he's here by himself, so he's not going to try to like stop you from taking shit.
All right, I'll collect all the weapons. I'm gonna sell them to a shopkeep.
Okay,
You say this is a hand crossbow, a light crossbow, or a heavy crossbow?
light crossbow.
Thank you.
So it was two scimitars and a dagger.
2 daggers, 2 scimitars, and 3 light crossbows.
I'll take one of the light crossbows. I already have one, so I'll just grab another one. I can sell at the next place I go to.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a scimitar as well.
Okay,
All right. So Pepar, you have 1 scimitar.
Yeah.
Wait, is there any particular reason the thief hasn't decided to take anything yet?
I only
Just
want
feeling generous
scimitar.
today.
No, I only want a scimitar. Oh,
You gone?
sorry, I had the mute. I had muted. Huh.
Are there any crossbow bolts?
I only want a scimitar if I can use 2 of them.
Between all of the bodies combined, no, you'd have to take the dual wield feat to be able to wield the cutlass and the scimitar at the same time. They're not light weapons.
Yeah, no, I don't need any of it.
Do we get any crossbow bolts out of this?
Between all of them, and with Peppa running around just grabbing bolts off the ground, you do actually manage to collect 13 crossbow bolts. They weren't outfitted like with full quivers. They were more or less just a few shots apiece to be able to put down anyone that got rowdy.
Well, Eric, if you're going to use the crossbow bolts, or if you're going to use the crossbow, you take the bolts. I already have 20 bolts in my inventory.
I am considering actually using it. And I got a scimitar.
Okay. So, starting from the top, Pepar, you have 1 scimitar, 1 crossbow, 13 bolts, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Kamal has 1 crossbow.
Yep.
Avon took 2 crossbows, 1 scimitar, and 2 daggers.
Yep.
Okay. And then 36 coppers to be split between everyone, or...
Ian, you didn't get anything out of this? You want the copper?
Yeah, I'll hold on to the money.
Or a crossbow? Do you already have one?
No, I'm just going to be using the daggers. No reason to carry another. But yeah, I'll hold on to the coppers for everyone if they're okay with that.
That sounds fine.
Okay.
That's 37?
Mm-hmm. 36.
36.
Alright, as you have gone through and looted the bodies, taken notes of the tattoos, for note-taking purposes, for anyone who's doing that,
I got a note about the black tattoo with asterisks next to it.
yeah, everyone has at least the one tattoo, between the thumb and the pointer finger, X is tattooed on the webbings there. Most of them have 2, one of them only had the one on the left hand, and then the 2 individuals that were on the ground at the start have the black G on their left shoulder. The ones on the roofs did not. And the guards, okay, if you're done here, come with us, please. We need to make a report over this way, and we got a kit for, this, and he points at Pepar, who is pretty heavily mauled.
It's really not been a good day.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What animal did you say was the tattoo on the shoulder?
What?
No, it's a letter G.
G. Sorry.
Yep.
All right. We're good. I got all the infos.
I wonder, how does Johannes spell his name?
Johannes is spelled with a J.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured like Johannesburg.
Johannes Fortune.
I figured too.
He takes you to a spot in between where the trade district you're in connects to, you can see it is a much nicer neighborhood where it is mostly just a few very large mansion-type houses with very large and high-built walls around garden areas with a beautifully manicured park in the middle of it. And you can see that there's, even just like on the outside of this wealthy district looking in, you can see 3 to 4 guards, groups of guards rolling in patrols around this area. But he takes you to a guardhouse, and it's more or less just like a one-room shack that he opens up, and there's a kind of emo cut, haircut, black, hair's hanging in front of the face individual sitting there. And you're just like, oh my god, what? Who are all these people? What are we doing? Tim, what are you doing here?
Tim.
He's a fucking authority.
Your name's Tim.
My mom liked that name.
Calm down.
Named after my dad.
I'm sorry.
Calm down, Scarf. We all can't have weird names.
Fuck his name later. I'm fucking dying here.
And he's just like, fucking, they ran into one of the fucking protection crews inside the fucking trade. Well, what are they fucking doing in the trade district after dark? I don't fucking know, man. Just patch them up before they die. I don't know. Fucking, I gotta go find fucking Cap.
Please.
And you are brought in, and fucking, like, the dude actually grabs, like, the healer's kit, and with a certain degree of assurity, not nearly as capable of 13 was, but he knows what a splint is, and he goes through and he actually does patch you up. Who's all getting healed?
I'll take some healing.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Is there any kind of like penalty to getting healed at all?
This is a med kit. You can only receive it once a day, but other than that, there's no penalty.
Alright, well, I'm only missing 1 health, but I'll take
Alright.
it. Because, I mean...
Okay, so the way that medkits work is you will regain a d4 plus 4 plus your character level. So everyone regains 10 health. Anyone that wants to be healed will regain 10 health.
I'm going to regain 2 health.
'Cause-
Okay.
Because Jerry is actually really good with this, apparently.
Tim and Jerry.
While we're getting healed, I want to re-inspire my allies. That was a great fight, fellas. Let's regain 4 hit points.
Yep, all of you. Alright,
It's point.
temporary hit points don't stack. So, this is for temporary hit points. If you already had, if you had less than 4 temporary hit points, you're back up to 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure, so.
Yep.
Alright. But, Jerry seems pretty focused on what he's doing. It's just like, you guys fucking, what are you doing in the trade district at this time of night? Fucking guards don't even go in there.
We're looking into some stuff. We're here for the festival. We're looking for some stuff. We know about some stuff. You know some stuff about some stuff?
Stuff for the fest. There's nothing in the trade in this part of town for that stuff. It's all the fucking trade princes.
Alright, we tried letting the big guy talk. Let's let the face talk now. Alright, so we're working on behalf of a generous benefactor that is looking out for the best interest of the city. And we're trying to find somebody that works for a Mr. Johannes, whatever his name is, Moneybags. Or whatever.
Fortune.
Fortune.
That was a mildly better way of putting it than me. I'll agree.
Alright, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, persuasion.
That advantage, though.
Okay. You can tell from his face that he's not really following along with what you're saying, but he seems to believe that for whatever reason you probably do have the best interest, and he doesn't sense malicious intent, so he's just kind of going with it, and he's just like, if you're looking for someone that works for the Lord Johannes, then you'd probably want to come back during the day. Shops are all closed down. The only ones out there right now are the rakes. And, well, you've already seen them.
Yes, very nice fellows.
Yeah. Fucking...
Johannes owns all the shops?
No, Mr. Fort, I don't really work this area, so I'm not well known, but he doesn't own all of them, because each of them has, like, the name of who owns them on there. But I think he's got one. Fucking, it's one of the small hole in the walls. He just opened it back up. We were all told to basically give it a wide berth so we don't piss off Mr. Johannes as he's resetting up shop. He used to have a big one on the other trade one by the guard captain, but he had to sell it a couple of years back. So he opened another small one in this area. I'm not quite sure where it is. It's pretty close to the town square, I believe. But yeah, there'd be no one there right now.
Well, that's not the best news. I guess we wasted our day sleeping.
Alright,
Look, I had to sleep. You could have gone
maybe
on
we should
without.
go there, because if he's just opening it up and it's a small one, why would he need a small one if he had a large one already?
He
Um,
sold the large one. He had to close down the large one when his business started tanking. He did everything from his estate outside of town, but he's apparently come into some type of luck, and he's starting to... I hear he's opening a warehouse. We've got patrols there that are now taking into account that he's reopening his second warehouse, and he opened up a small trade building here to handle his affairs in city.
So he has an estate outside of town.
Yeah, it's where he was losing influence in the city. He did most of his business from there because he couldn't. Well,
Really?
rumors are rumors, but apparently he hit it really hard, and he had to sell a lot of his stuff because he was getting forced out. But he's starting to make a comeback in the city, and I don't know what's the deal with the estate, but he's only got the one small shop here.
You know where the estate is?
I don't know. I mean, you could probably talk in town hall? Or, I mean, to be honest, the one who probably knows the best around the areas is, Moors, the priest of Moors. Fucking the Gravedigger. He knows all the towns around the area, because he's got to go and bury all the people.
That's a fantastic idea, my friend. I was just thinking along those lines too, like mail and shit.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, if you're looking for that, it's, I don't know exactly where it is, but if you know that big stone building in the town square, the one that's off to the side, that's used for, in processing new residents into the town, for those who remember, it would be this building, the office building that was set off to the side that was dark as you were coming through the town square.
Gotcha.
You gotta go through a couple alleys, because that's, like, the Narrows, but it's in there that Mr. Fortune has his shop if you want to come back in the morning when the person's there.
Okay.
I'd stay out of this area, because there are a couple of rape gangs that roll this area. I don't know which one you ran into, and I don't know how they feel about their boys going missing, but they tend to clear out come morning. They tend to clear out come morning.
I'm fixing to make them regret that decision if I see them again.
Okay.
No one disgraces that part.
I guess you guys want to head back to our head back to the inn we were at before, I guess, and wait till morning.
I suppose.
I will say you cannot take only one that can take a long rest for at least until midnight is Scarfin.
Yeah.
Basically speaking, you already slept for 6 hours, you will not be able to lie down and get a enough restful sleep right now to equivalent a long rest.
We could go do that side job.
There's something we could do to kill some time while we wait to go back to sleep.
Criminal contact.
Let's go do the side job then.
All right, we got to go to the pits and talk to someone named Carlos about some Forsworn.
Oh yeah, we can turn these Forsworns into weapons as well.
Carlos is the Forsworn or the Forlorn. Fucking Carlos, as Scarvin will remember, and as you were all there for, Carlos is a Forlorn that operates in the pits and basically runs the footpads and the all the individuals that basically operate on the street corners and are the eyes and the ears on the street corners of the pits. Carlos essentially runs them all, and it's a Forlorn.
All right, well, for heading to the pits, I can also talk to that Carrot, the Caro dude, the voodoo witch doctor, about turning these boards into some weapons.
Yeah, might as well. 2 birds, 1 stone.
All right.
Let's head to the pits.
All right, so you're making your way. All right. Jerry, takes a moment of just, you should really wait for the... Actually, I'll report it to the captain. It's fine. It's probably fine. I don't really know what to do with you guys, so... Carry on, I guess? And you make your way out.
One.
Aye, sir.
You make your way out, sticking to... The streets are starting to get crowded with a different sort of group, where before it was people making their way to the homes. Now it's people making their way out to the bars. You follow along, essentially, this street. You pass by the church district, which is off to the side, with the churches are starting to illuminate, getting ready for a night mass and preparing for the giving everyone time to pray before they indulge in the revelry and debauchery that is the festival, to cleanse their soul in preparation for the future corruption. Making your way through the town square, which is essentially completely dark except for the large the large 3 buildings with the Golden Trout sign that is connected by the walkways. The number of guards has increased, as now there are groups of 2s and 3s making passes around the building, and 4 very large men in actual leather armor with weapons ready outside the front. And you make your way to the dock district. And at the dock district, the Steve Doers and those men have left for the day, and instead around each warehouse in front of the doors are groups of men similar to the ones that you found in the Fortune's warehouse. They have simple weapons. Some of them wear armor, most of them do not, and they have attack dogs that bark at you as you go by, and they just stay in front of the warehouse doors, basically as a token security force to dissuade those who would go through the warehouses at night. The pit is on the other side of the river, though, so you need to either commandeer a boat or find a ferry.
Oh, we stealing a boat, guys? Or are we paying a ferry?
I'm gonna avoid making a joke and pissing somebody off.
I think we should just try to find a ferry before we make any decisions. See if one's even open. Then we can steal it.
You do know one ferry here. However, it is close to the Fortune's warehouse.
Oh, there's guards there.
Yeah, your friend Malcolm's ferry does operate here. And you have a feeling he's probably awake, since he tends to run a lot of your ilk to and from the pits. And this is the time they start to get active and start moving. But it would be around where the fiasco of this morning happened.
Oh, man. We do have a pirate dwarf, don't we?
Yeah.
You guys think we should probably commandeer a boat as opposed to going back closer to the scene of the crime, which we know is now sectioned off by guards?
Yeah, I say let's see if we can find a boat.
Okay.
Boat stealing!
Okay. make an investigation check. All right. 2 of you can make investigations. 2 of you make perceptions. Because 2 people, I'm assuming, are going to be on the lookout to see if anyone pays attention to you guys, and then 2 of you are actually finding a vessel you can use.
I got that nat 20 perception though.
I'll do a perception.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation.
I have very bad investigation.
Okay, well, Kamal, Scarfin, you look at the river. There should be a boat somewhere around there. Ooh, look, shiny spot. You catch a look in your reflection, and it's just like, damn, I'm handsome. What are we doing? Kamal does actually find a dinghy that is big enough to fit all of you that has been pulled up onto the dock itself. And it looks like it's actually gone through a recent renovation. You can see the spots where the lacquer hasn't quite dried yet, as most of the rest of them have actually been pulled into the ships themselves, or the river barges themselves. But there is one rowboat on the dock that has been recently maintained and then left there for the night to dry.
Avon, come over here. Hit this guy with a little bit of heat. Let's dry up the rest of this resin so we can hop back in the water.
Okay. Before we do that, Pepar, you do... Looking down the ways, no one really stops and makes... Most of the stevedores are gone, and most of the actual guards are largely ignoring you. You do, however, see one individual who was playing cards as you walked up by a very large building that is just in the middle of the dock, separated from the rest of the warehouses, who is playing cards, and he stops. And as he sees, not necessarily you, but the figure of the large, and he throws down the cards and darts away, and I think that might have been the guy at the warehouse this morning.
I'm chasing him. Look towards him.
Okay, so you're taking off at a dead sprint. Okay, we will do that in a
guys, we gotta get
second.
moving. We gotta get moving. This is
We will-
good.
We will deal with Pepar in a second. Avon, Kamal asked you to dry the boat. Are you going to do that? Okay.
Sure.
Make a dexterity check. Because this is resin. It is flammable. So you need to...
Ooh.
Apply the right amount of heat.
Yeah, you need to get close enough that the heat will dry it, but not so close that it ignites. Okay. I believe you took the determined feat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can, basically at any point you can choose to use advantage, and you can use it after the roll. So you can take the 21
That is
if you burn your feet.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm honestly saying this now because the 11 will ignite this boat.
Yeah, okay, I'm doing it. Yeah, the human determination, right? Yeah. I like that one.
I believe that one refreshes on a long rest, so you will get the chance to roll a d4 to get it back after you take another long rest.
Uh-huh.
But you do get that.
Alright.
Oh no, it's on a short rest. You get it back. Oh damn, you just get all the toys on short rests. Okay.
Crazy.
You do manage to rub your hands together, create a small flame, and it takes a bit of back and forth, trying not to keep the heat in one spot too long, but the resin does rapidly start drying and setting. And to be honest, you were only hitting a couple of patches of it rather than the whole boat, as it has more or less dried throughout the day. Pepar, you were trying to run down, and you did not say you were letting anyone know that you'd seen the guy dart off. So you just took off sprinting with your oh my god speed. But you do move at oh my god speed. So as he throws down the cards and gets up and starts heading for the door, he's got to go 20 feet. You move 100 feet in a dash. So roll for initiative. And if you beat his initiative, you will get to him before he gets to the door.
Fucking shitballs. Alright, what's he get?
Let me see.
God damn it.
He does have a -2, so you tie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's a little inebriated. So he has a -2. So re-roll. Or actually, I will say ties will go to the player. So you do manage to, as he gets up and he's making it for the door, but he's not really holding his feet super well, and he's got to try to work around the people who are now confused that he's just abandoning the card game. You do manage to go flying over the crowd and jumping in front of him before he can move. He's but you've closed the gap. What do you do?
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Oh God, please don't hurt me.
I have no intention to hurt you, good sir. I was just curious. Do you know of any way that we could find safe travel across the river at this time of night?
There's a ferry that operates up by the place that you
Is
were.
it the one that's locked down by a million guards right now? Because I kind of want one that's not locked down.
No, the guards are gone. They have a few there, but they're inside. So where you could probably just slip by. Please don't kill me. Please don't set me on fire.
I'm not gonna kill you, sir. I just had a quick question. I just saw you were getting away, so I had to hustle to get over here. I gave it my best to get here before you ran off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I moved quite fast. Now, excuse me while I get back to my friends.
No, as you fucking take off again, fucking leaving this dude.
Take as fast as he was before.
Anyone who watched him sprint off and now come back, you see the guy who was talking to catches his breath, steadies himself, and then goes inside real quick, and he's calls all the other guys that he was playing cards with, fucking brings them over, just get the fuck inside! Get the fuck inside now! And everyone more or less confused, but they follow along and go inside. But that's all that happens. You dry out the boat. It's ready to move.
Guys, we were being watched, and I went over to kind of scope out what was going on. There's a few of them. I know we're here. You might want to know.
They know where we're going.
All right, well, let's why don't we get moving then? Let's hop in this dinghy and get across the river here to the pits where they probably can't fuck with us.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay. It's not a difficult process. The docks are only a few feet above the water level, so you can just bring the dinghy out, push it into the water. It's got oars, it floats, you can all just pile in, row across. If you start from here, because you are going to have to go with the current just ever so slightly, then you're going to come up on this side of the docks, right here. And once again, not a hard process. You pull up. No, I'm not gonna make you roll. I should make you roll to see if you crash into the dock, but I won't. I'll be nice. You can more or less. It's probably not the smoothest thing, as none of you are naturally nautical. But you manage to get into the dock. You manage to get out, pull the dinghy up so it doesn't float off down the street, or you can tie it off, whichever you deem fit. And you are now on the other side of the river. You see the row of warehouses with the privacy fence around the back of it, but through cracks in the fence and just a general overlook, you see... Honestly, calling this place a slum is probably giving it too much credit. This place is a dumpster fire. There are very few actual buildings at all, as most of it is literally just tents that are set up, and some of them are very large and would fit maybe a family, maybe two families, but a lot of them are just sticks holding up tarps with people of very, very poor quality. Everyone's sunken and gaunt and hasn't seen food in a very long time. Everyone is filthy. The roads are filthy. There is a single paved road that leads from the docks area to... You can clearly see it, as there is nothing really blocking it. A very large stone-built building with spikes protruding from pretty much every crevice and orifice, and an emblem of the city guard above the door.
That's ominous.
Yeah, you also notice it's the only thing, at least within the general eyesight, that looks like it's an actual built building, as everything else is just wood thrown together, tents, or the decayed shell of what once was a building, but it collapsed in on itself.
So guys, are we assuming that is the pit?
Can I do my stone work?
Scarfin, this is just because of criminal contact. This entire side of the river is what's called the pit.
Oh, gotcha.
It is the garbage dump of the city where it's put essentially all the people that it doesn't want, but it can't get rid of. And that one building there is the Blackfire Post. And it's got an actual name, but it's called the Blackfire Post because the Blackfire Pass is a mountain range that leads off into a badlands where only the savage races live. And so this guard post represents the only bastion of the city's influence in a place where everyone wants to kill them.
Oh, all right. Can dig that.
But this is the pit, and you do see some of there's like one or two actual buildings off in the distance in the deeper parts of the pit that look like they might actually be functional buildings. But it's one or two, maybe a third one if you squint your eyes really hard. And literally everything else is decayed shells of what might have once been buildings or tents.
Well, guys, do me a favor. Keep your eyes out for a building. It just looks like a big-ass C. And it shouldn't be too difficult because there are literally 4 buildings here. So if one of them looks like a big C...
You do, off to the right, you do see, like, the outline of an actual building next to the Fort Blackfire.
One sec. You're at the wrong door. Hey.
Should we head towards that building then? We definitely don't want to go towards the guard post, guys. Or at least not into the guard post. That seems like a bad idea for us.
Actually.
I mean, they don't know that they're looking for us. We can fucking talk to them, to be honest.
True.
Talked to one a little bit ago.
We were literally just in a guard post. You're right.
Yeah,
So,
we're fine with them.
what's wrong with this town? We've done nothing but murder since we got here. We've just hung out in some guard posts.
Make history checks, everyone.
Right.
History checks. History checks. In the history, they had sex.
Okay.
Just waiting on me.
I'm guessing this is going to be a momentary deliberation, so essentially whoever gets the highest check is just going to relay information to everyone else? Or does everyone want to piecemeal what you would know?
You can just tell us that Avon's the only one who understand what's happening here.
Okay, well, I mean, Avon, Pepar, get it. Kamal, you're not really sure how human civilization works. But Avon and Pepper would get this. Scarfin, this is more or less your avenue, so you would just essentially auto-pass. Couple of key things. One, all of the districts on this map that are marked with A generally don't have a guard presence, period. At all, because the guards are the enemy in this part of town. So they'll roll in groups of 10 to 18 people to basically knock down one house, arrest somebody, drag it out, and then leave. But they don't have walking patrols because that's a good way to get your guards beat up or killed.
Alright, so just hanging out. They're all just hanging out inside the big spiky building then.
Yeah. Like, literally, fucking, they go there, they sprint down the fucking road, they dive into the building, they just sit there and hope to God they don't have to go arrest somebody.
Gotcha.
Especially in the pit. In the F sections, there is a tertiary guard force that rolls around the outside of it, but the actual inside of it is generally held by certain gangs that work for the Thieves Guild, and they operate in a mafia fashion of the merchants and the princes pay them money to not fuck with them. So you go in there, you run afoul of them, they'll generally rob you, beat you up, but send you out alive. And then the merchants pay them money to not have their buildings destroyed. So the guards don't really go into that, because once again, they'd have to roll a small army in to clear out the gangs.
Yep.
C, E, and G are the wealthy areas. So this is where pretty much the guards all concentrate, because this is where they do not want thieves. They don't want thieves around the town hall, the churches, or the wealthy individuals. And D gets a token force of security, as they are the trade districts. Yeah, most places get broken into. Yeah, they tend to get robbed a lot. But the guards do walk out there. They're not going to get killed.
Sorry, guys.
Two.
DoorDash.
Yep. 2, you also do recall the guards, Fiorenza did say, the guards didn't know your face or didn't know your names, but they did have a general idea that a group of a Goliath, an Orc, a Fire Genasi, and a Dwarf, all of which are oddities in the city and therefore very, very easy to pick out, the guards would know that you would be operating in terms of for the...
Nope, I lost him.
Lost two.
I can't hear Toad anymore.
Oh, you can't?
Nope.
Oh, crap.
Can we hear me?
Nope,
Yeah.
now I can hear him.
Okay.
Okay, but Fiorenza did say that a group of your distinction, as you are all oddities in the city, and therefore very clearly would clearly stand out to a guard that was told about you. The guards would have at least an understanding that you were here working for the Baron.
Gotcha.
All right, so we should. How do we find your contact, Scarf?
I don't know. I'm kind of out of it right now.
Okay.
I had some specific directions for a DoorDash, and he did not follow them.
Okay.
Did you ask him to wear like a wizard's cloak and stuff like that?
I had specific instructions for where he was supposed to leave it, but he got lost. He called me.
The song he had to sing you.
And now,
Okay.
now I have no idea what's going on with him.
Okay. So you're on this side of town. It's a few steps below slum, as this is barely what you'd call a place for any form of life to live. You see the guard post. You understand that, yes, you've caused a lot of problems, but there is a good chance that, as far as you understand it, your employer has taken steps to ensure that you can operate with a modicum of recklessness without the guards immediately coming down on you.
They knew what they paid for.
Yeah.
So we should just. I forgot. We were looking for someone over here. Oh yeah, my.
Yeah.
Looking for
You were pointed to finding a forlorn named Carlos on this side of the river.
and we're also looking for a building that looks like a large C or some voodoo witch doctor named Caro.
Yeah. You do see next to the guard post there is a building that was the blacksmith did tell you that it was in close proximity to the guard post, and you can see over the tops of the ruins there is one actual functional building next to the guard post.
Well, I mean, I figure maybe let's head to that building. It's probably got the voodoo witch doctor. Maybe he can tell us where to find Carlos because
Yeah.
their names are awfully similar. Maybe they hang out in the same circle.
Fair enough, it's better lead than any.
Bam.
Mm,
It's a
okay.
terrible lead. It's a terrible lead. Like their names being similar is not a great reason for them to know each other. Aside from the fact there's probably that many people beside the river.
But if you want to talk to a voodoo witch doctor, bro, we'll talk to a voodoo witch doctor.
Yeah, we're talking to a voodoo witch doctor. Let's go see one.
All
Alright.
Let's roll out.
You proceed through the warehouses. There are more of the token guards. They are much heavier in number, whereas the other side of the river, you only saw maybe 3 or 4 standing outside of each door with dogs. Here there's about 6 to 7 per warehouse with 3 to 4 dogs, and most of them wear either padded armor or some form of cheap but actual protective clothing to protect the warehouses on this side of the river. And as you proceed down the only paved road that leads up to the stone guardhouse and the building off to its side, give me perception checks.
Reflection.
I'm gonna see everything.
I see some things.
Okay. Okay.
Bam, bam. My part of town.
Okay. Yeah. Scarfin, you easily pick this up, and you see, they're called footpads, and they're basically people that look like beggars, but they basically operate as the messengers for various undesirables within a city, where they will see something and then they will get up and run. They will either operate as a lookout or a messenger. No one approaches you, but you do see a few of them as you pass them by suddenly get up and go down an alley and proceed off. And you know the criminal element well enough to be able to understand what they are. Pepper, you see what they do, but you don't know the criminal element enough to be able to go, yeah, that's a messenger. Somebody's going to know we're here.
Pepper, go stop that fellow. Say hi to him.
Sure thing. Alright, I do the pep bar sprint.
Okay. Fucking no buildings for you to vault off of, so no cool acrobatics, though you do hurdle a few tents on the way there. And the guy turns and sees you and he goes, "What the fuck?" And like he starts trying to run and fucking you're just closing the gap immediately. You're faster than everyone combined. Fuck.
I'm the Flash.
What you want?
My dwarven friend said I should stop you and say hello, so hello.
Fucking Christ. Fucking
Hang on, hang on. I'm
You have
coming. I'm coming. So I have a question for you.
What?
Why you acting so suspicious when you see me and my friends walking along the streets?
No reason, just, figured I had something to do.
Alright, I know the type. Look, we're friends here, right? What do you consider a lot of money?
Depends how much you got on you.
I got about 36 copper. I'm willing to give a donation, a sort,
Mm-hmm.
for a little more information on the goings-on over here.
Wow. 36 comp, I ain't gonna buy tidbits about this place. A lot of secrets over here. Tell you what. It's a pretty fancy looking sword you got there.
Nah, you're not taking this. How about I'm gonna show him 2 gold pieces and rub them together.
His eyes lock onto the money.
Now, you're feeling a little more talkative?
What you wanna know?
Curious, who do you work for? Obviously, you're not your average, crazy homeless beggar. You're, collecting for somebody.
You want that information? It's gonna be 3 gold pieces.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
made of money, man.
Allow me to flex at him real quick, since I flew over to him, so he saw how fast I was. Now I'm just gonna start flexing while standing really intimidatingly over him.
Okay. Okay. I will allow Scarfin to make a... This is the bad part of town. You're big and scary, but this is more or less the standard day. But I will say with the 16, Scarfin can make a persuasion at advantage.
Okay, persuasion.
As a...
Okay.
Okay, a 5.
Advantage is nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't a nat 1. It wasn't a nat 1. Could have made this really bad. Okay. But... Yeah, he knows you're big and scary, but once again, that's more or less par for the course. 3 coins. Or no deal.
Alright, everybody, tip in.
As he puts his feet down and locks in.
Actually, if you wanted a sword, I picked up this scimitar earlier. Do you want one of these?
He has the scimitar. He pulls open his cloak, and you see he's got like a pair of daggers, but they're really rough shape. The leather around the handles are starting to fray off. Fucking, you can see where the metal of the hilts has started to rust, and he's just the gold and the sword, and I'll talk.
The gold and the sword?
Yeah.
You're looking to get
There's a
all of
reason.
them.
Oh, I have a feeling that you'll want this information, though. You
I have a feeling
particularly,
you're gonna
and he
want
points at
this.
Scarfin. You particularly want this information.
Look, fella. I know you're nowhere near important enough to make a difference. What's to stop me from getting one of my big friends over here from turning your head into a Gallagher performance? I hope that translates well over to the fantasy world.
His name's actually Yalandar. Yalandar is great.
Okay. Scarfin, make an insight check. As he looks at you, he goes,
Nope.
me, nothing. But I'm not the only one that wants to deliver a message if you catch my meeting. And all four of you are here.
Okay. Alright. Everybody chip in the gold, I guess.
Oh, I think we should kill him.
2 gold and the sword.
1 gold in the sword.
Make a persuasion at disadvantage. Let me roll something.
I can put in a gold. I don't care.
I'm gonna put the sword in him.
Good.
If things escalated, I was about to very
that'd be
gently walk
fun.
up to him and just, as I'm sticking it through him, say, "You can have the sword."
Fine. 1 gold and the sword.
Booyakasha!
All right, looks like it's Scarfin's gold then, not mine.
I suppose.
As he does take the 2 items. Okay. I work for a guy named Ferdinand. Apparently, he told us all to be on the lookout for a dwarf. Dwarf came by a couple days ago. Some of the boys went and told the boss. Got a fair bit of coin about that. And we got told that dwarf shouldn't be a problem anymore, but if we ever saw a dwarf come back again, we go tell the boss and we get another payday.
I'm sure there's plenty of dwarfs that comes into the city.
No. I mean, maybe the trade district, but this is the pit, homie.
Okay.
It's on your side of town.
I wasn't here before, so it wasn't me.
No, this is actually where you ran into the arcane magic.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
So it was me.
But you're a dwarf. Figure I'd go collect some paydays. But he ain't paying gold. So, I'm thinking I can be a little bit quiet about that.
Wise choice.
Very wise, my friend.
Somebody
Lucrative as well, if you let it be.
What do you know about Carlos?
No, what you want for with the knife ears?
we have a business transaction with him.
He does take a step back. Alright. You guys were good to me. So I'll be good straight with you. Whatever business you got with Carlos, finish it quick and get out. She ain't exactly sitting pretty with Carlos or with Ferdinand or Gomez right now. She's gotten a little too friendly with new faces.
Is she?
Oh, Carlos is a chick, guys. Plot twist.
Plot twist. What a twist.
All right. So I guess he's telling us where Carlos is.
was really looking forward to Carlos being like, I cut you with my knife, here's Nancy.
Yeah, what's the knife ears thing? Oh,
yeah. Forlorn or L.
We're not gonna say that to Carlos.
That would be wise. It's a racial slur. That doesn't
I had
go
a feeling
well.
it was.
As for Carlos's, she's still got a few guys, but most people are kind of bailing out on her. You can probably find her over, and he does point out at one of the buildings, one of the few buildings in this part of town. Just go to the Rat's Nest. It's probably about the only place in town that lets her in anymore. Though, honestly, she's generally too frazzled and won't talk unless you bring a favor to her. She's getting on in the years, and they all tend to go a bit sideways after a few decades living in, or a few centuries living in the human world. Get what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose. Humans kind of suck, don't they?
Indeed.
So we good here? We done?
If anyone wants to kill him.
No, I don't want to kill him. Quick question, Voodoo Doctor. Which doctor? Can you put me in his direction?
Oh, Carlos? Oh, you
Yeah.
looking for some of that fun stuff, eh?
I mean, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, see the guard posts? Don't worry about them. They're smart enough to stay fucking inside their little hole. But right next to that guy, fucking, you can't miss it. It's the only building over there.
Gotcha. On it.
Alright. And, he's just like, alright. Bid you gentlemen good day, as he starts affixing the scimitar to his belt and pocketing the gold and proceeds on his way.
Don't pickpocket him. Take the gold back.
Make a sleight of hand at disadvantage.
Damn!
You go up. You go up as he's like adjusting, as he puts the gold away and he goes to adjust the scimitar. You grab his hand, pull him into a good handshake. Pleasure doing business with you. It's always good to work with a man of a fucking same trade and fucking pull the gold right out. Fucking, he's just like, fucking Christ. Yeah, sure thing. And he goes back to affixing the scimitar as he walks away like, fuck, man. But you get your gold back.
You sneaky bitch.
Alright, so you're heading to Karos?
Yep.
Or the Rat's Nest?
Oh.
Let's go stop by the Voodoo Doctor.
Yeah, Voodoo Doctor.
Alright. You make your way down. The urchins, if you want to be generous, that inhabit this part of the town, most of them just kind of sit. Pretty much all the footpads have already taken account of what has happened and proceeded off. Maybe one or two that you didn't get a good eye on, or that you were too busy dealing with the individual you were just with to actually go down and track down. But you make your way down to Karos's. It's a fucking, actually, strangely nice. Because even the guard shack, you can see dinge and grime and where it's fallen into disrepair in some places, as you imagine the Mason Guild isn't really willing to come out and repair this place. But this building next to it, with an ornate sign with just a giant cursive C engraved on it, is actually, it's like a southern plantations mansion, except it's only one floor. But it's got an extended deck in front of it with pollards holding up a roof over the deck, a couple of sitting chairs unmolested, and a big double swinging door in the front. And purple curtains that you can just see through the window through a light that's on inside.
What a nice strong color for the curtains.
What?
Something about the curtains, and then Ryan's gonna molest something?
I wanted to molest the unmolested. Cheers.
What does that mean?
Yeah. You go over and you touch the chair. It's really nice wood. It is nice, well engraved. Not necessarily the most valuable. It does look like a standard birch wood. You're no carpenter, but you can understand the relative value of something when you see it.
It's a real nice chair, though.
Yeah, it is well made. It is well lacquered. It has a fine stain on it to bring out the real color of the wood. Clearly, love and affection went into the making of this chair.
I just wanted to molest it.
Wild and necessary.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, well, we're going to let Scarfin do whatever he wants to the chairs, and I will just get the clip notes of that later, because I'm not narrating this. What was that about the curtain? Pepper wanted to do something with the curtains?
I was just saying they were really nice.
You're fucking the curtains?
Purple's a really strong color. Pepper is going to just be like, yeah. Oh, the curtains are a strong color.
Yeah.
While everybody's having an HGTV moment, I'd like to just go knock on the door. Not kick it down at this time, just knock on the door.
As you go up, before your hand even strikes the door as you're first going, you hear a voice come from the inside. It be open. Come on then. The tea is ready. And that's where we're going to end the session for the day.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I will tabulate XP and put that into the Discord chat for you guys. Other than that, any final housekeeping for me? I don't believe I have anything for you. I will say that we're about to enter into a period of short rest, so if anyone has anything that comes back on a short rest, you can go ahead and, like the Human Determination and Action Surge for Avon and Kamal's spell slots, roll the d6s to get those back.
So should we roll d6s now?
Yeah.
Alright, what do we gotta get?
You would need to get a 4+.
Alright, roll d6. Bam.
Alright.
Yeah. Got my spell slot back.
Yeah. And then Avon, roll 2d6s to see if you get your Action Surge and your Human Determination back. Okay. Action Surge does not come back, but Human Determination does. Alright.
Eric, do you only get your orc thing back on a long rest?
Yeah. It's much more powerful than Stone Skin, because even if I throw 80 damage at him, he can still come back, whereas you can only reduce incoming damage by a certain...
Gotcha.
Alright, other than that, gentlemen, I will tabulate XP and get that into the Discord for you guys. And, yep, we're going to start next session at this doorway, after having received the invitation to enter.
Okay.
Alright.
Excellent.
Stay tuned for the after hours Scarfin and the really nice chair.
Yeah. I'll be broadcasting for the next 3 hours.
In a Scottish accent, talking about the things you're doing to a chair.
Alright. So we're on the third session. So everyone's pretty much gotten essentially how I run the games and how things are working out. So if anyone has anything for me about what they like or don't like, send me a private message or say it now.
I'm digging it, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but things are getting interesting now. I know there's going to be some repercussions about both the boat and the guy who I said hi to.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought about punching him through the wall before running back, but I realized I would be stuck there in initiative then.
Yeah, no, there were like 20 guys around. Like the Steve Doers weren't working, but they were having like an after-hours shindig.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it would have been bad if you did that.
Yeah.
I strongly thought about it, but I was like, no, Pepar's trying to be nicer on first conversation. He only punches people when he has to. But he wants to, but he knows he shouldn't.
Do we even know he went to do that?
Well, I mean, you all saw him sprint off, and like the building is an offset from the warehouses and an otherwise fairly level plane of the dock. So you saw him go toward the only apparent building with people out front, have a conversation, and come back. But he didn't say it as he was going, therefore none of you could react in the moment. Because he didn't give you forewarning, and he moves far faster than all of you.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay.
I've got a crash. I will talk to you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Late.
Adios.
Later, man.